chocolate, and even lemonade, plus espresso blends and smoothies. The new Scooters Coffee, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right in front of Walmart, open 5:30 to 9 Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 Saturday and Sunday.
Here comes Duke.
Under some pressure and sacks. Got it! Touchdown!
Attack the day.
He fumbled it, and the Blue Devils have it! Down the right sideline, say goodbye! Touchdown!
Lead Blue.
Straight ahead, he burrows his way in, and the celebration is on the Duke sideline.
Follow the action all season long on your home for Duke football. The Blue Devils Sports Network from Learfield.
Duke football on Carolina Country and the Boss.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain. You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too.
It's time to play. Tee it up at the beautiful Crowder's Mountain Golf Course. Call for your tee time today at 704-739-7681. Play and ride 18 weekdays for $30. After 1 p.m., just $27. Play and ride 18 weekends for $40. And after 1 p.m., just $35. Monday is Ladies' Day at Crowder's Mountain Golf Course. Ladies play and ride for just $20. And seniors 55 and older can play and ride Monday through Friday for only $27. Again, call 704-739-7681 for your tee time at Crowder's Mountain Golf Course, 255 Lincoln Academy Road in Kings Mountain.
Zach, Tom, and Terry. He doesn't have me on the screen, which that's probably a blessing for most of the people. See, they don't have to see me. That's probably a good thing for them. But even so, we had a nice, good night of Friday night football last night, and now we're ready for them to talk about more sports than just that here on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Always supplied with breakfast by McDonald's in Cherryville. Mr. Is it Tufan?
Oh, gosh. Kuthan, thanks for JP for that. You do your job.
Toucan, are you talking about the cereal?
Toucan Sam over here.
I said Tufan, I didn't know. Toucan, all right.
Kuthan. Happy breakfast, everybody. I got sausage, egg, and cheese ordered here. Zach, what'd you guys already eat?
I had a biscuit and gravy and a strawberry pie.
Sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin and a couple hash brown.
Bacon, egg, and cheese McMuffin and a strawberry pie. So thank you to McDonald's here locally. And if I could also say one other thing, I appreciate, I got a phone call at work. Somebody was watching the Honey Hunters Lancaster championship series. Lancaster won, and I did not realize that our own local Chris Proctor played for that Lancaster team that beat the Honey Hunters. So Burns High School graduate back in 2015. So John Moore called in and let me know that. Just said he met Chris and said he was just really, really polite, really great young man. Played some AAA baseball. So just glad to hear somebody called in and got a fan. He even said he liked you, Terry. I mean, it's just like I couldn't believe it. I said, which Terry?
Tom, everybody likes me. Everybody likes
Terry, right?
me, Tom.
I was like, well, we think
I'm
about
known
kicking him.
throughout the world.
We think about kicking him off the show every now and then. But John, appreciate you calling in. Appreciate you listening every Saturday. And appreciate you giving us that update about Chris Proctor. Glad he's doing well. And congratulations to Lancaster. Would like to see the Honey Hunters win that. Said they had a pretty good crowd over there for that championship series. So good for the local team. Come up a little bit short, but figured I'd get that on the air before we got started.
Is it Lancaster or Lancaster?
Well, it's Lancaster. It's Pennsylvania. It's Lancaster if it's South Carolina. It's Pennsylvania.
Oh, didn't know those were the rules. I'm glad you're here. At least I know. I was concerned with the South Carolina ones, folks, not the
Lancaster,
not the Pennsylvania or whatever. So it's Lancaster.
Lancaster. Defeated the Honey Hunters. Defeated. Excuse me.
Defeated the Honey Hunters of Gastonia. Did they pay their bill?
Yeah, I know. That's really sad when you
Did they pay
take a bunch of aspiring young baseball players who probably don't have two nickels to rub together as it is. We're not going to pay you. That's real nice of them. But they did go on strike. They pulled a UAW. They wouldn't take the field that one day.
It was up in, I think it was up north when they done that.
All right, guys, I got some scores here from last night across the board. We had 5 games on KTC and a few games here on the Red Zone. So we had 5 of those plus 2 more. So we had 7 games of highlights last night here on KTC broadcast. And all right, Zach, Terry, and Tom, let y'all read left to right there. Zach left column, Tom right, and Terry in the middle.
All right, Crest Chargers win 36-0 big over North Gas and Wildcats last night. Cherry Wyoming got the first win of the season, 46-0 over Highland Tech Rams. West Lincoln Rebels held on to beat Newton Conover Red Devils 26-20. Brevard Blue Devils 28-21 over Chase Trojans. Burns Bulldogs 70-7 over Thomas Jefferson Griffins. East Gaston Warriors continues undefeated 43-13 over Bessemer City. Community School of Davison 56-6 over Winston-Salem Prep. Pine Lake Prep 58-26 over Bishop McGinnis. Carver Yellow Jackets 26-14 over Corvian Community Cardinals. Swain County 21-13 over Hayesville Yellow Jackets. Mountain Heritage 45-7 over Avery County, and then Robbinsville Black Knights 26-21 over Murphy Bulldogs.
And it was Wilkes Central defeating West Wilkes 7-6. North Stanley defeats the Lake Norman Charter 57-20. McDowell no trouble with Inca 44-0. It was Roberson 41, Asheville Cougars 13. It was Rosman 48, Owen 21. It was Cherokee 21, Andrews 14. It was Christ the King losing to Mountain Island 38-33. It was East Rutherford losing to Hendersonville in a tight game 41-35. It was Bunker Hill no trouble with East Burke 28-6. RS Central over Patton 26-6. It was Bandy's losing to Maiden 14-10 in what was a fantastic game. And it was Lincoln defeating West Caldwell 49-13.
And it was North Lincoln over St. Stephen's 50-0. East Lincoln blast Fords 62-13. Hunter Huss came back, defeated Forest View in overtime. Heard your breakdown of that one, Kevin. That was fun. 18-15, Hunter Huss wins. Hickory over North Iredell 46-13. And Terry, am I right? Is Hickory still undefeated?
Yes.
Undefeated on the year. Okay. Ashbrook over Kramer 41-6. West Ireland over Statesville 18-13. Kevin, was that a final? It's still in red.
Okay, you just skip that for a minute. I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, North Henderson over Franklin 31-10. Tuscola over East Henderson 41-0. East Henderson defeats Pisgah 30-10. Ashe County over High Brighton 35-7. That was the shocker for me.
That was the last one we got, and I still can't get the final. I'm looking online right now. Still don't have the final on that, but Ashe County was whooping High Brighton.
All right. And then Freedom over South Caldwell 37-10. And that's all the scores we have.
So West Iredale Statesville game was suspended last night in the third quarter 18-13 over altercation in the parking lot. Someone threatened to shoot someone in the parking lot. There was no shots, but there was a threat to shoot someone.
So that game's not over.
The game is not over. They postponed the game. They did find a gun by the person who did threaten someone in their car. So someone had a gun on school property. They threatened to shoot someone, and they canceled the game in the third quarter because of it. From what I'm told or see, nothing affected any part of the game. There wasn't anything going on other than I guess the police just shut it down.
Well, what could have happened?
Right.
Yeah, but what makes me angry is one jerk wants to ruin this it's about the boys on Friday night, about the cheerleaders, the band, all these kids having their high school experience, and some idiot wants to come with a gun because he's got a problem. He got, trying to prove his manhood. I mean, it's just stupid.
So
I mean,
they're
it's taking
finishing
away
that
from the
game up
kids.
today at 3:00.
Wow.
With no fans is the report.
That's just
that
terrible.
I got. So they have to play the fourth quarter of a state possible playoff game in the middle of Saturday afternoon with no fans. So West Iredell is up right now on Statesville, and that's a big conference matchup in our power poll. West Iredale's 7, Statesville's 9. So you got that matchup right there, and we got to get our power poll finished sometime.
That's what I'm talking about. Come on,
honestly, taking that into account with no fans, Statesville down at home, by 5, that could make a big, turnaround for that.
It just totally changed the game, and like Tom said, we talked about it last night. If you got beef, don't bring it to other places in public, and where other people are, you could harm other people, and
it's about the kids. It's about the kids and their experience. I mean, like all of us played high school sports. That's something you just remember for the rest of your life. Just having a good time and having that experience, and some idiot wants to come in and take it away from you. I mean, it's just
Statesville
not right.
on our thing, Kevin.
Do what?
Statesville.
They were
7. 9.
Okay, so it was 7-9. I knew.
Iredale's 7.
Yeah.
They've only got one loss on the season, and trying to put those other teams in a bad spot right now with their playoffs.
Especially with that conference being as jam-packed as it is.
So you never got a final on the Ashe County game, Kevin?
No, I could not get a final on it. It's not on anything. Brighton, Twitter, Ashe County stuff. I've been all over their stuff.
I feel bad for calling the Fighting Christmas Trees or that kind of thing. They're whooping up on High Brighton. I mean, not
locally decent team every year.
Yeah,
I know. I like their local. I like their colors and logo though. It's a sweet little husky logo. Purple and white. Look like Northwestern, but with a husky. Look like the Northwestern Huskies is what they look like. Let's look real quick at those standings there for in the East Lincoln Conference over here, and of course you look at conference standings first. Let me pull that up for the folks at home. Let's see. Oh, it's on the wrong page. I can do that quite easily right here. I got an ad as soon as I pop it up. Good timing there, Max Preps. All right, guys. So looking at the standings right now let's see if they got a name for that conference. Though 3A Western Foothills. Statesville and Hickory is currently 3-0 in the conference.
That's just
it's
a gimme.
Hickory's 4-0 in the conference.
That's
they
a
don't
gimme.
update that. Yeah. There's Hickory 7-0.
Yeah, that's a gimme.
What's the gimme?
Hickory gonna win that. Forget Statesville.
All right. So Terry says Hickory's gonna win that.
forget Statesville. They're just 3-0, and
they're down 18-13 right now. So
against another team that's 5-1, and the game's not over. So
Hickory
just says forget that.
But what I wanted to point out on this is, Terry, if I'd have told you before the season started that East Lincoln and North Lincoln is going to battle it out last week of the season, and it may mean nothing.
Well, I probably would have been surprised at that. I would have said that East Lincoln would have had a chance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I knew Hickory was good coming in with the people they had coming back, and I knew Statesville was always competitive. I didn't think West Iredell would be that good as what they are, but
or North Iredell being at 2-1 in the conference.
Well, that's true.
I guess is that Ford and St. Stephen's their wins?
No, North Iredell has got a winning record in the conference, but their points for, points against kind of shows up a little bit there on the 124, 120, 149.
Well, Ford and Stevens are automatic wins, so that may be their wins because I don't think they've beat North or East or anybody. So
when do they play each other?
Who?
Ford and St. Stephen's.
That's what we were talking about last night. Terry, what do you mean? Who cares? Ford's got like a 7-year losing streak
No, about 3 or 4 years ago, they had a decent team made the playoffs.
Last game of
Yeah,
the season.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Last game
I
of
mean,
the
don't
season.
get me wrong. The guys are out there; they participating like everybody else. But I mean, when you're 0-4 and you got the
Who
teams
cares?
in front
That's
of
a
you,
West Lincoln Rebel, by the way.
Their conference is kind of coming down similar to that 1A, 2A, where all these teams are going to play each other, a little bit at the end and see who comes out on top.
Could be 0-9 versus 0-9 last week of the season. St. Stephen's and Fred
There
T.
you
Ford.
go.
It's going to be a great matchup there. Burton Shelby plays last week. Kings Mountain Crest plays last week.
Big game.
West Lincoln Lincoln and East Lincoln North. So a lot of big games. But yeah, just looking at those standings there and stuff, it was kind of interesting in that, seeing where they may be at. Let's see. I'm pull up some. Whoops, wrong thing there for you guys. Other thing is South Point. Also, we talked about last night. They're sitting in a bad spot right now in the Big South 3A, having already lost to Huss. Huss about blew it last night down at Forest View, but South Point right now is in the same position pretty much that East Lincoln was that we were just talking about. So let me scoot over to this one. Sorry about that, folks. Online. So if you are listening to radio, you can watch the show every Saturday morning live on YouTube. But look down there at South Point. They're in a worse position. They're in the same spot in the conference, tied for 5th. They got 3 losses. Ashbrook 3-1, Huss 3-1, Crest and Kings Mountain 4-0 at the top of the conference. After a South Point loss last night, they're 3-4 on the season and 1-3 in the conference. Terry, are they going to make the playoffs, or are they on the outside looking in?
No,
Not looking good at all.
I think they're not in.
Sad thing is, you go back to that points for, points against. They're one of the ones down at the bottom that's got a plus on the points for, and the teams that are above them, if you look, the top 3 above
Ashbrook's
them.
Ashbrook's 3-1. They're negative 70 points.
I mean, how bad does that make you feel? I mean, it's about each game, but I think their record ain't as indicative of the team. They had a rough game against that. We was all surprised that Hunter Huss beat them, if you guys remember that.
Well, that's what we were talking about last night. So they beat Kramer, is their only conference win right now. They battled with Crest and Kings Mountain, but both of them came out on top. They finished with Ashbrook, so we get to see next week exactly Ashbrook,
How good they are.
Yeah, Ashbrook can put them out.
Yeah, but Ashbrook's
And-
one of
and
them
they
teams
got a
that
chance-
shows up and don't show up.
They might have a chance to win the last 3, and that might make it a little bit interesting.
They should. They'll handle Forest View.
Yeah, and
North
Gaston.
Gaston will give them a run. I'm telling you, they play hard. They don't give up as many points as people think. They held Crest last night. What was their score?
36-0.
That's pretty.
Crest been putting 60 on everybody.
Right, that's pretty.
Is the point on that one?
Pretty interesting.
But it's a different style offense. I mean, you got to be ready to.
And
play
you got to
that,
be
but-
ready to play a South Point offense, too.
I mean, if you don't, I mean, look what happened to Crest in the first half. I mean, you don't play assignment football, I mean, you could prepare for it all week, but when that kid goes out there, if he crashes when he's not supposed to, it's wide open. You just got to be disciplined against that. I'm not saying they can't do it, but I'm with Kevin. North Gaston is a very improved football team this year. I've actually had some interaction with some North Gaston kids through the driving school. They're excited about it this year.
They give up Tom less points than Crest and Huss and South Point. Give up less points than all of them. Everybody but Kings Mountain. Second best defense in the conference.
Yeah.
They're 1-3.
I would say, could they score on South Point? South Point gave up 61 to Crest, so I mean, I guess you could score on them.
Yeah, that's not well. That's not.
Kings Mountain scored 28 on them, and Kings Mountain's had their difficulties on the offensive side of the ball. So, you might be right, Kevin. We'll see what happens. Got an update on the Ashe County score thanks to Coach P. Coach P's texting in from the mountains, I believe, 55-14, and he says it's 44 degrees up there. I'm headed up that way later today. We're going to take the train out of Bryson City and just go look at some leaves turn, but going to have to take me a hoodie up there.
Yeah.
Take me a hoodie up there. It's going to be cold.
Y'all boys, are you taking that like the like hour train trip?
My wife wants to ride it.
Is that the one you're taking?
Yeah.
It's like an hour.
No, it's like a 4 hours.
trip.
They stop.
That's the big long one. Okay.
And
so
I went.
Okay.
You got the one that's going out there and not returning, right?
I got the one. Terry, if there's one that doesn't return, I'm gonna make sure I buy you a ticket. I'd have bought 3
Tom's
tickets.
like, wait, they have those?
They have those? They put Terry on.
Where's my credit card? Terry, Merry Christmas. Got you a gift.
Yeah. It's not bad, you know. I've
took that.
It's a bit of a tourist trap, you know. They're gonna get you a little bit,
yeah.
but it's
you got
a steam
an
train.
inbox?
Do what?
You got an inbox or outer box?
I'm on the outer.
That's
yeah,
what
I paid a little bit more, so like you got to ante up. You go cheap, you're going to see nothing. But I'm looking forward to that. But they said it's going to be like in the 30s.
That's great. Man.
Yeah, I mean that's great weather. I'm looking forward to wearing my hoodie. Well, thank you, Coach Pruitt. Appreciate you texting that score in. What's that?
Get me some tickets while you up there and bring them back to me.
I'll bring them back to you. Let me make sure that I pony up for you, the world's cheapest man. This man's waited 4 hours to get his tires rotated for free. Terry, you could have come to my house, give me $10. We'd have got the jack out. You know, maybe a 6-pack of adult beverages and had that done in about 20 minutes.
Well, the place that I was
at
never made no money off of me while I sat there. Neither.
Who would do that? The world's cheapest man, Terry Reinhardt, the world's cheapest man, would wait 4 hours and miss the West Lincoln football game to save $10 on a tire rotation.
That's our new shirt.
That's crazy, yeah.
World's cheapest man with Terry
face on. It's ridiculous. Now, I mean,
I got them rotated, Tom.
Look,
that's all that matters.
It's hard to out-cheat me. Just ask Calvin Hastings. You know, I'll come out of here, drive 10 miles away to get, you know, my vendor passes for the fair. I'm cheap too, Terry. But I'm not as cheap as you, man. You're like embarrassingly cheap. I mean, it's just like, who waits 4 hours for a free tire rotation? Terry, just call me up next time. Say, Tom, what are you doing? I'll bring the jack. I'll bring the 6-pack of adult beverages, and we'll just sit there and knock it out and insult each other and have a good time.
What's he supposed to do while he gets his
That's
tires
what I'm
rotated?
saying.
What's that?
What's he supposed to do when they do his tires?
How
long is it supposed to take?
It's supposed to take. I mean, when I go to
when you got people in front of you, Tom, you have to wait in line. I guess.
I go to
Tom. They have to call the retired guy at Toyota to check and see if this deal is real or not.
I don't know if they're a sponsor of this station, but Terry, I know that Poteets is a sponsor of this radio station. I just go in there, boom, boom, knock it out. Okies has been a sponsor of this radio station,
but they're charged.
And but there's many other tire places that sponsor this radio station.
Free isn't quick.
Yeah.
So how long you waited for that tire change is how long that train ride's going to be, Terry.
Yeah, that's right.
You can pay for your tires, Tom, and get it done quick, or you can sit there for free for 4 hours.
You could go to somebody who sponsors this radio station, Terry, and get them to. You know, give him a couple
Coach Pruitt
bucks.
on the radio after the 46-0 win last night against the Highland Tech Rams. How's it going, Coach?
Good, Coach, or good, Kevin. How you doing? I always call people Coach this time of year.
Doing good. We're doing all right. So you guys, the big win last night over Highland Tech. Running clock late in the fourth quarter last night for you guys, and congratulations on the big win. And you can tell us a little bit about how that went for the Ironmen, you picking up your first win this year.
Appreciate that. Thought we executed our game plan the first drive of the game. Second drive of the game, not so much. We didn't block the nose on guard trap, and we blocked the wrong way on ISO. Of course, we run ISO to the left a lot like we did against East Gas, and just feel like it's our best play and our best matchups. But defensively, we got after a little bit. Felt like we had a good scheme. We really brought a lot of pressure, and I think we caused 5 turnovers last night, 4 interceptions and 1 fumble recovery. I might have missed a fumble recovery in there, but we only have 3 running backs right now in our program. One of our players got a non-football injury, so we missed him last night, Liam McIntyre, so hopefully we'll get him back. And overall, I was pretty pleased. Kicking game, we got to do a better job on making extra points. We got to do a better job of placing some kickoffs. Those are things that we can work on, hopefully get better as the end of the season comes. But a true highlight for me was Andron Patterson had 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns, and he wasn't even supposed to play defense. We had a sickness with the Najee Whitworth, and Andron was pushed into duty. And earlier in the year, Andron probably would say he didn't have his best games at defensive back, but he really played well last night, and had some other kids really step up and play well on defense.
Coach, we did have the highlights of Antron last night. It was a good play. He cut. I mean, he cut right up on the ball, and he was gone on that play.
Yeah, he's our backup quarterback, and Coach Power's been talking about Wildcat, and we go back to our season. We've won one game, but if I compare last year's season, and I like to compare stats every now and then, but really the rearview mirror stuff is what we try to talk about. Let's focus on what we're doing. But this season, through the first 6 games, we had scored 66 points in the first half of games. Last year, at the same time, I don't know what it was because last year's team was the slowest starting team in my history of a coach. We had not scored a single point in the first half of a single game. So if you go back and look at roster and look at who we had coming back last year and the experience we had coming back, you would think last year's team would be a better offensive team than this year's team. But that's not been the case, and that's a credit to our coaches. That's a credit to our players. That's a credit to preparing. I mean, yeah, we're going to play Shelby. We're going to play East Gadsden. Next week we're going to play Burns. But our kids have done a really good job throughout the season preparing, and we've moved the football on some good teams and some good defenses. Of course, a good chunk of that was in the Blacksburg game where we really played a great first half of football. But overall, other than the Shelby game and the West Lincoln game, we've scratched in the first half of every game. So last night we got a little 2-minute drill, and we threw it a little bit. We run a little jet sweep toss with Rayshawn Sewell, which we had some success with. We need to expand off of that. But Josh Ward was probably our leading rusher. I hadn't seen the stats yet. We're done the stats. Got done last night. Now I'm getting ready for a little softball action here at Shelby City Park with the Lady Roadrunners. So we'll get to that. But we was able to spread them out a little bit. Defensively, they've been real multiple. They played odd front, even front. Last night they stayed in the odd front, and they had all their players. 22, I think, is a really good player for them. 75 is a big lineman for them. And I felt like early on we had a few issues, just like I said, not blocking who we were supposed to block. But once we got those things ironed out, I thought our kids did a real good job.
Well, Coach, like you said, next week I think you got the Burns Bulldogs, you said, and then.
Well, I skipped ahead. We got Thomas Jefferson. I'm thinking ahead for Burns. Thomas Jefferson, then Burns, then Bessemer City. Sorry, but yeah, just trying to compare, our season. But Thomas Jefferson, saw them early in the year. They scrimmaged Avery County, and they got talented kids. I mean, and they've gone back to doing the things that they did. Back in the past where they spread you out and they run a lot of motion. They run some RPO action. They've got a good running back, good quarterback, couple good receivers. Defensively, they like to put a lot of people up in the box, which we've seen a lot of. And I think it's going to be a really good game. It's our senior night, even though we're playing Burns last. The last couple of years in our new conference, we've played Thomas Jefferson on senior night instead of Burns, so we're going to honor the football players. Our band senior night will be for the Burns game. I'll talk to our band director, and our band is headed to Forest View today. Mr. Crawford and the band is headed to Forest View today for their competition, and I'd like to wish them well. So, but we'll get ready for Thomas Jefferson. And, of course, we got an early release day Thursday, so I changed our practice routine. We do have a JV football game on Monday night at West Lincoln High School, Terry, at 7:30. Which they have a soccer game before and then football. And that'll be our last JV game. And then we'll get ready for a game on Friday night with no school, which as a head coach, that's the thing that you don't always like is a change in a game day routine. I hope our kids handle it well. And we're excited about the fact that we get to come back out and play another game and hopefully help our playoff positioning and play another 1A team. Our games against 1A teams have been really good football games this year. I don't expect anything different on Friday.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you calling in on Saturdays and talking to us and telling us about the Ironman football. And congratulations on the win last night. Well, good luck next week. And good luck, I guess, in your softball this weekend as well.
I appreciate it. We're, I love the time of October and football season. It's my favorite month of the year, I think, other than, October, November are right there, too, side by side. But I look forward to that because we get to do a few things with our team. We always have been able to have App State football on Tuesday night, so we're going to have a little football pizza to gathering over at Hauser Drug and watch some football and hope to see the Mountaineers beat the Chanticleers. And then next Wednesday, before the Burns game, we have our annual crock pot night where we get the kids and local families or players' families cook crock pot like soups and other things, and we have a meal for the players after practice on Wednesday. So we're excited about the opportunities in front of us and looking forward to the end of the football season, moving forward and getting ready for the playoffs.
All right, thank you, Coach. You have a great weekend.
Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great one.
All right.
Thanks, Coach P.
All right, Zach.
All right, appreciate y'all. Thank you. Bye.
Hit that button. All right, we're going to play it away here. Zach, Tom, we'll read the score on the board there.
Start off? Okay. Yep. Chris Chargers 36-0 over North Gaston Wildcats. Cherville Ironman 46-0 over Highland Tech Rams. West Lincoln Rebels 26-20 over Newton Conover Red Devils. Brevard Blue Devils 28-21 over Chase Trojans. Burns Bulldogs 70-7 over Thomas Jefferson Griffins. East Gaston 43-13 over Bessemer City. Community School of Davison 56-6 over Winston-Salem Prep. Pine Lake Prep 58-26 over Bishop McGinnis. Carver Yellow Jackets 26-14 over Corvian. Swain County 21-13 over Hayesville. Mountain Heritage 45-7 over Avery County, and Robbinsville 26-21 over Murphy.
It was Lincoln in 49-13 over West Caldwell. Maiden defeats Bandy's 14-10. RS Central over Patton 26-6. It was Bunker Hill 28, East Burke 6. Hendersonville 41, East Rutherford 35. Mountain Island 38, Christ the King 33. Cherokee 21, Andrews 14, Rosman 48, Owen 21. It was Roberson 41, Asheville 13. McDowell defeats Inca 44-0. North Stanley over Lake Norman Charter 57-20, and West Wilkes Central defeats West Wilkes 7-6.
That's the Moonshine Bowl there.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we got Freedom over South Caldwell 37-30. Ash County defeats High Brighton 55-14. Thank you, Coach Pruitt, for updating that score. West Henderson over Pisgah 30-10. Tuscola over East Henderson 41-0. And North Henderson over Franklin 31-10. In a suspended game that will be completed today, West Iredell leads Statesville in the fourth quarter 18-13. Kevin said that game will resume today and be completed. Ashbrook defeats Stuart Kramer 41-6. Hickory crushes North Iredell 46-13. Hunter Huss edges Forest View in overtime 18-15. East Lincoln big over Fred T. Ford 62-13. North Lincoln blanks St. Stephen's 50-0.
All right, JP, we'll be back in just a few moments. KTCBroadcast.com.
I add corrugated metal. 108 Industrial Park Road in Lincoln.
Let Lowe's Home Improvement in Lincoln be a part of your home improvement. House packages, flooring needs, roofing. Stop in at the Pro Desk and let their pros take care of you. Ask about the Lowe's MVP program, plus 12-month with no interest. Need to beautify your home? Check out their huge paint and primer supplies. It's all at Lowe's Home Improvement, 1603 East Main Street, Lincoln. Phone 704-748-9335.
Once Upon a Time is right now. Escape to the Renaissance Festival, a time-traveling adventure. Huzzah! Celebrating 30 years of cheers. Saturdays and Sundays now through November 19th.
It's time for the Renaissance Festival. Shopping, Men in tights.
Hi. New delicious foods. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Presented by Pepsi. Sponsored by Hedis Tita. New entertainments. Time travel to a land of legends. Jousting knights, mermaids, fairies, dragons. Oh my. Tickets limited while supplies last. Online only at renfestinfo.com. Save your dates. Oh, you'll love the Renaissance Festival. The Carolina Renaissance Festival is sponsored by Sunbelt Rentals. For all your equipment rental needs. Equipment service guaranteed. Huzzah!
Take the escalator of savings upstairs to Kurt's Premium Outlet in the Eastridge Mall on North New Hope Road in Gastonia. A table and 2 benches or 4 chairs, your choice for $89.95. MD Sports ping pong tables are $90. Flip-flops just 50 cents each. Kurt's Premium Outlet has neck tech foot massagers for $39.99. Pit Boss cast iron ovens are $27.50. And it's a super sale on Halloween items at Kurt's Premium Outlet in Eastridge Mall on North New Hope Road in Gastonia.
It's showtime. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 20th, 21st, and 22nd at Campers Inn in Kings Mountain. It's the first annual Trunk or Treat RV Show. Open 9 to 6 Friday, 9 to 5 Saturday, and 12 to 4 on Sunday afternoon. Plus on Friday from 1 to 5, Carolina Country WCSL will be there, broadcasting live. We'll have free hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. Save thousands of dollars on 2022 and 2023 models with financing available. Register to win door prizes, too. The first annual Trunk or Treat RV Show, October 20th, 21st, and 22nd at Campers Inn, 615 Broadway Drive at I-85 in Kings Mountain.
And we're back. Was there any more sports out with Kevin and the gang?
Oh, yeah. We're all very familiar with that.
Well, welcome back. When Tom and Terry talk about how cheap they are, who's cheaper? Having a cheap contest. Who's cheaper? We're loving this conversation. That they're not listening to, obviously. How about them Braves? It's playoff time.
You saw what the Phillies are doing. Phillies are
today.
doing this.
You got a good team. Phillies is a tough draw, though.
Tom, wait a minute, Zach. You're playing the Phillies. They're no good.
Playoffs.
It means nothing now.
Changes everything.
It should mean nothing.
I hope we go in there with our mindset right.
Yes.
I really do.
Well, what are you concerned about? Like, that's what.
I just hope we don't go in there.
Braves
I hope we don't go in there and lay an egg. That's my concern with the Braves. We like to go in the playoffs sometimes and lay eggs. So,
Choke on an egg.
yeah, I don't want to choke on an egg. As good as this team is, it would be a disaster not to win the World Series.
Yeah, that to me that would be.
That's worse than the the '90s teams that we had chances to go and What'd
you knock off?
Oh, okay. I thought you was clicking off.
Chopping.
But no, it'd be worse than the '90s teams when we were loaded with pitching that didn't win the World Series but one time.
Over Cleveland.
Yeah, and we
I
that
don't
was
know
the
what's playing right
that
now,
was-
actually. Oh, that's the Twitter. Okay, I was like, that ain't the chop. I thought I saw the chop. It said RS Central's band was chopping. Still.
Yeah, you still got to have the same set that you had in the regular season, but I know it all changes.
Yeah, it's like the season starts over.
Yeah.
That's who you got in your playoffs.
15 games back. Who cares about that? This is new.
I'm happy with her. Everything we've got's good, pitching and hitting. So I'm happy with it. So
Who's starting pitching for you?
I don't know.
It says it right here.
You talking about first game?
Yeah.
I don't know who they'll go out.
You guys are the Braves, right? Spencer Strider.
That's good.
That's
good.
He just broke the record for Smoltz's strikeouts in a season. So good for him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Good choice.
Texas at Jeff Jones, Baltimore Orioles today, 1:00. Game one. All these are game ones, folks. Minnesota Twins at the Houston Astros, 4:45.
Verlander.
Philadelphia Phillies at the Atlanta Braves, 6:00 today. And the Arizona Diamondbacks are at the Los Angeles Dodgers tonight on 9:20. If you're going to watch those games, FS1, the first two, TBS, the second two, Braves, as always, folks, you can listen here. KTC Broadcasting will have Atlanta Braves baseball tonight, 6 o'clock on KTC. They've got their in-division rival Phillies. The Dodgers got their in-division rival Arizona Diamondbacks. The American League, though, is mixed up. The only Central team left in the playoffs right now, the Minnesota Twins. They'll be at the West, Houston Astros, and Texas at Baltimore. And, of course, everybody a little complaining online about how Major League Baseball does their playoffs and
the bye.
The 3 games, you got to buy and all this. And we've talked for years how we want them to take away regular season games and make more playoff games. I'd rather see 5 and 7 game series than the no ones. That anything one game. How you can explain to me it takes 162 to decide if you guys are good and play 20 games against each other, but no, we only need 1 after that because we're all magical college football voters is what they turn into.
And another
Geniuses
thing
that know
too
everything.
is when you're playing your divisional thing, like the ones they just finished up, you play them all at the higher seed. I mean, if it would have been 3 games, it'd all been at Minnesota. It would all been, at Baltimore or wherever, if you was playing in that round. But was you surprised that every one of them games went 2-0?
No.
I mean, none of the other teams won a game. I mean, that surprised me. Arizona went and swept 2 there, and I mean.
Were they home and away or were they both in the same spot?
No, all 3 games are at the same spot.
Yeah. So when you play
That's
a series in basketball and
you know?
baseball, a lot of times the home teams win.
Right.
So if you're going to do that, you get a 2-0 sweep. Well, if it's 7 games, the other team might win 3 and 4, and then 5, and then we got a game in 5. The 2 game, the 1 game thing where anybody can just get hot and hit a home run, one floating curveball from a pitcher who's done well all year ends your season.
Yeah.
After you've had a long season.
Right. And then you end up in a division where what if you win 90, 100 games and your division winner wins 110, and then now you're in a 1-game playoff and your pitcher floats a curveball and you lose 2-1. And it's just not, I don't think there's a reason they play double elimination tournaments and pool play and other levels of baseball. The only ones I know that single eliminations are wonderful North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
And I want to mention something else about this baseball playoffs. Tampa Bay, Miami, I got questions for y'all, and I understand. Do not get me wrong. There's a lot of stuff to do in Florida.
I think Kevin's pulling it up.
But when you only have 19,000 people
at a
playoff game,
for a team that's pretty
and it
decent
was
every
the
year.
worst since, what was it, 1909, 1919?
It was crazy. And that was something going on that year, I think they said.
And that
something going on that year, Zach. You don't remember that?
Was it the
1919 Black Sox? There was something going on that year.
Yeah.
The Rays drew the lowest attendance of any postseason baseball game on Tuesday's blog card. 1919 Black Sox scandal.
That's unreal.
And they probably just didn't have 18,000 seats in that stadium. There, 1907 show up at the Trop. That would be about as much that fit into the Hornets arena if you folks were curious about how to measure that. 3 o'clock start time.
Yeah, that's not the best in the world.
So this is my tweet responding to this. Time for the Charlotte Dragons to come on home, boys.
Bring them home.
Let's bring them.
They will fill that place up.
Charlotte will fill that stadium.
You don't think so? With a decent team fielded every year?
Too many Braves fans.
There are.
Zach, you going to a Charlotte Dragons game?
I take my son. Now, I wouldn't be a fan. You know what I'm saying? I still stay with the Braves.
Yeah, but you're not a fan. You're going to take your son one time, buy him a hot dog, get him a little souvenir, and then you're not going back. So why would
they might move in to be your second best team? But they'll never be your number one team.
And there's a caveat to that, though. If they're an American League, and I'm a Braves fan, National League, you have American League team.
Everybody saw
that ain't going to work.
What happened when the Panthers came to town, Terry? They all dropped their allegiances, except for the Cowboys fans that just won 3 Super Bowls. And a couple hanger-ons. Everyone else bailed. All the Falcons fans, all the Redskins fans, few Redskins fans hang on, but most of them bailed and became Panthers fans. The people will. And especially,
I never bailed.
I just said
that's what I'm
Cowboys folks
saying.
didn't.
All I had to do is go down there twice, and I knew right then.
Especially
that,
Tom can put it in Raleigh with all them yuppies that don't care one bit about the Atlanta Braves. They'll be big Dragons fans. in
well,
Raleigh.
I mean, Nashville, Tennessee might be another place. or give it to a dying Midwestern town that doesn't have a whole lot else going on. I mean, put it in Buffalo.
Charlotte's going to be the spot.
Make it the Buffalo Barons. Yeah. I mean, they'd show up. I mean, there's not but about 19,000 people left in Buffalo, but they'd all come to
now. Tom, I will agree with you. If they're bad, now this is a playoff game. If this is a playoff game, it's going to be packed. Now, when they're bad, they're going to the upper deck will probably be empty.
See, this is what bothers me though.
This is a playoff game.
Tampa Bay wins every year,
and they've been there, and they've been in Tampa for a long time. It's saying
and then you can only draw that many people,
and they've had some players on the team that's Longoria and some of the other ones. It ain't like they got scrubs.
They should be running some type of program with like visitors in Orlando or something. You take the Rays bus to the game or something. They should have a bus or something. There's my marketing for you guys. There's 10 million people sitting in Orlando right now trying to chase a mouse.
I'd give it to one of these growing towns like a Nashville. You could make a case for Charlotte, a Portland, Oregon, somewhere like that that's growing pretty fast.
Charlotte, Portland, Montreal are the leading candidates. So that's the main three names that are floating around for.
Well, if they go back to Montreal, then shame on them for not having the expos.
But you could do all three with a Tampa move, and that's why. I mean, that's why bring Tampa home. You can have the Charlotte team if there's any fans left, well, whatever when they come. But yeah, it's not good for them at all.
See, but I think it doesn't make the most economic sense in Montreal because aren't the taxes crazy? Don't they worry about that kind of thing? Like where you get the players don't want to play there because of the taxes and all
Terry,
that.
do you know the Canadian tax situation?
But I think I've heard that before.
I have no idea.
But it's a business.
I have no clue.
But what I'm saying, Kevin, it is a business, and that's why I've heard player goes to play for a California team, and then he goes to play for a Texas team. He gets pay increase via tax cut. So, I mean that kind of stuff does come into consideration. So, Montreal, '94, they could have won the World Series, and they went on strike, and they just said, "The heck with it, we ain't coming back." They have Larry Walker and Vladimir Guerrero.
Yeah. Did they still have Martinez? Was he
Martinez?
They
were loaded.
Yeah.
They were loaded that year. And that year Cleveland was good too. Everybody thought it was going to be Montreal and Cleveland in the World Series, and they nuked it, and they just said, "The heck with it."
The greatest baseball player of this generation team.
Shohei Ohtani.
8 straight years of sub 500 seasons.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani.
He is the greatest player of this generation.
No,
I'm talking
not.
about the last generation.
No.
Who's better than him?
There's two guys now. Now you got Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani. That's who's the greatest, man. A fader and a nobody.
Oh my God. Anyway,
that's what we got on that team.
So this guy for the Cardinals tries to make excuses, and you got these Contreras fans. For what it's worth, when you start out like that, Tom, you're wrong, right?
Yeah.
Contreras finished his season in St. Louis, tied with Paul Goldschmidt for the team's highest WAR. Pretty impressive, considering he spent months with skid marks across his back. He's talking about Cardinals fans blaming the catcher that couldn't catch, that had to move to the outfield, and because they signed him because he could hit for losing. My response was, last year we had 93 wins. This year's 71. His WAR is negative 22. Like,
that's facts.
Is that not like they do in basketball though?
Wins above replacement. Y'all lost more.
Is that not the plus minus they do in basketball though? If you're on the court and your team is up 10 when you're on the court, you get a plus 10 on that. That's all that is. So how do they keep these WAR things? He is the same as Paul Goldschmidt. Well, Paul Goldschmidt made the playoffs last year. So what's the difference there, Chief? He's idiot. This WAR stuff. He's idiots. And then this guy talking about how great Mike Trout was during the 2010s, and he didn't have a single season as good of one of Albert Pujols 10 straight years to begin his season. And Nelson liked that one there, Tom.
I did. All right.
Let me get down through, see if we got some more baseball here. I think I got a couple for this week. Let's see. Did we get into that last week? We didn't talk Mariners last week, did we? No. All right, here we go. Keep on going. What was last week's date? The 29th? So, All right, so here we go. We talked Wainwright. There we go. How about Nolan Ryan? Most no-hitters, most one-hitters, most two-hitters, most three-hitters, Tommy and Terry.
Wow.
7 no-hitters, 12 one-hitters, 18 two-hitters, and 31 three-hit games.
That's impressive.
They were talking about him on this way. I should have saved it. It was talking about him and said, like, up to 1980, he had, like, so many strikeouts, and then from 1980 to 1989 when he retired, he had more strikeouts than Greg Maddux, Warren Spahn, and all these other guys from 80 to 89 in their whole careers. I mean, how ridiculous is that?
How does he not have a Cy Young? How does Nolan Ryan not have a Cy Young?
Bad teams. He would have his ERA would be 3.5.
Think about that. Think about that. Nolan Ryan does not have a Cy Young award. How does that happen?
It's like Roger Clemens has all of his Cy Young awards, and then Nolan Ryan's got all the records.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that. Look at that leg kick. Gracious.
Seattle Mariners. Speaking of over, under, plus, minus, we're under 500 before Jared Kelenic broke his foot kicking a water cooler. After he broke his foot kicking a water cooler, they went 32-16. He comes back, and they're go under 500 again at 8-9 and miss the playoffs. Now that's what I'm talking. I don't know who this guy's what position is or what position he plays, but that's what I'm talking about. The over under, like Contreras, you can take one person out of the lineup, and there you go.
And you got better.
See, but what people don't understand too, I don't think about, is those with toxic attitudes make their team worse.
Right.
And you don't really know. It's just kind of hard to tell. But I can tell you that the once upon a time I dismissed a coach from a game, and his team played better after they were gone because he's so toxic.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's just one of those things where, you know, and I know because when I was a young coach, I was yeller, screamer, and all that, and you just kind of realize that the antics and the attitude, and it's just toxicity, man. It's just not.
Sometimes they don't even have to say anything. It's just
their attitude, body language.
Yes. You've been there, and people just don't want to be around them.
Toxic people,
I've done
man.
that in a workplace.
Toxic people at the workplace is just the worst. I mean, it's kind of like Terry, but you know, if you can get rid of them. You know, we'd be
train ride, Terry. Train ride.
Since 2014, the Mariners have been eliminated for 9 straight years on either game 161 or 162. But 4 times since then. That was a weirdly worded.
Hey, that for old King Phillips.
This is a cool little one. This blind fan at St. Louis caught a foul ball.
Wow.
She was sitting there watching it. The foul ball went up, and she said it literally landed in my hand. Everyone was trying to duck, and a ball. And she said, "Oh, I have a ball."
Wow.
How about that?
So anybody can catch a foul ball at a Major League Baseball.
That was in St. Louis. Yeah,
it's in St. Louis. Stat girl. She's she goes to the games and stuff.
A guardian angel was on duty that day.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're a country music station, so we're gonna play a little bit of this, okay? Adam Wainwright has a country band. This is going to be his retirement. And if you didn't know that, he does have a little band. So at the end of the game, this season, the Cardinals allowed him to play a concert for anybody who wanted to stay. And how about, Terry? Almost everybody stayed. The whole stadium. You just saw Tampa, right? You're about to watch way more fans that watch the playoff game watch our pitcher play a guitar.
I tell you, I never thought I'd get a chance to do this right here. This is... And I'll be honest, about the 4th inning I went, this game's kind of dragging on a bit. I wouldn't blame them if they found out, you know, that it's going to be a little bit longer and they went on to bed. Now, I appreciate y'all staying. It means the world to me. People all the way up in the upper deck, people down here in the lower bowl, man, I love y'all so much. I'm so proud to be a St. Louis Cardinal for this long. Yeah.
We're going to be music critiques here. I'll try to tell you if you think they're good.
And the largest venue I've ever played at was about 800 people. And I'm so proud that the biggest show
in the outfield
of my life to this point, not out there, but in music, is right here at Busch Stadium in my home. I love this place. Y'all have had some very patient moments with us this year, but I'm telling you right now, the 2024 St. Louis Cardinals are going to be the 12th World Series champion for this city. we're hungry more than ever now. I tell you that, and I know our guys up there in the front.
I'm skipping. He's wasting
They're
time.
helping me right
This
from
might
us.
not be the one he
Hey
sings.
y'all, and it's all about growing up in the
Sorry.
South.
I thought that was the song. I've got the song up here. Real quick, we'll talk a couple of other things real quick. We'll get back to that when I get to it. This is Zach, and for you batters and hitters out there. This is an adjustment Olsen made this year. So he was talking about little gather back and forward, and then his forward move, how far he comes out, and then they were talking about his adjustments in this, and so it says the biggest difference is that everything is tighter in his stance. Braves assistant hitting coach is talking about his setup is different. Olsen said it was cool to be able to have him there. I'm landing with 80% of my weight on my back leg and leaning back, and sometimes you got to tinker with stuff and look at that. And then so he vastly improved, obviously, from last year, 50 home runs this year. But all he did was make a slight adjustment, kids, in his stride. You can just barely see it. A little bit tighter, not big. See how and so I thought that was interesting. Them going through that. Wainwright among active pitchers on active rosters, not counting the great Ohtani, is number one in hits, home runs, RBIs, and runs scored. So good hitter as well for the Cardinals. Let's see. That's pretty funny. How about Trey Turner, the first and only player ever to steal 30 bases in a season without getting caught? The record before that was Chase Utley with 23, Alcides Escobar with 22, Quentin
Paul
Berry,
Molitor
21,
made that
Kevin
list,
McReynolds. Yeah. Paul Molitor, he wasn't fast.
I was going to say, he wasn't so fleet of foot, was he?
Well, no, he was mediocre. He wasn't slow.
He could hit, though.
Right.
Yeah, he was.
Craig Gentry and some people I've never heard of. But how about 30 steals and not getting caught at all? Should he steal more with that steal percentage or what? What do y'all think? Or is that just,
I would.
Or is that just?
nobody
30 stolen bases is decent anyway.
Yeah. Nobody. I mean, they don't play as much small ball. I mean, everybody buys a hot dog to see somebody hit one 500 feet.
Well,
they don't.
You got to go back to Kansas City in 2015 when everything was small ball.
Yeah. I mean, you can win that way. I've seen a lot of high school coaches, still trying to teach it a little bit, but
well, you don't have 9 people in your high school roster that can hit home runs like the pros do.
True.
It is different. Like
true.
You got weak guys and 29 games pitching in the postseason. Wainwright's ERA 2.83, 9 Ks per 9, 1.7 walks per 9, and he gave up 3 earned runs or less in 15 of his career postseason starts. That right there alone is better than anything Mike Trout did in his career. Is it not?
Mike Trout made a lot of money, though.
That is true.
Made a lot of money.
All right, here
if you go back and
the
you look,
Mariners.
Those teams
I think this is the GM.
If you go back
talking
and you look
about
in a decade, those teams that
winning
win
baseball and how to win or
54%
whatever
of the time
is that
always wind up in the postseason, and they more often than not wind up in World Series.
Terry, fix the technical difficulties over
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. That must be on that. Kansas City Royals lost 106 games this year,
Tied
but
to
had
that.
more fans at their final game than the Tampa Bay Rays had in their playoff game.
I can believe it. I can.
Still loyal.
Y'all had 900 more people at your last game.
Yeah. So we
than
could
the Rays
we
had.
have 56 wins.
Well, where did Wainwright go? I lost him. What if I put it on this? Anyway, there's your baseball stuff. Predictions for the World Series from you guys. Who you guys got right now in the World Series and winning? We'll go with Tom. Starting there, we'll end with Zach since he's got a team in it.
I'm going to go alliteration. I'm going to go Braves, and I'm going to go Baltimore. I'm pulling for Baltimore to come out of this thing because I hate any Texas team. So I just hope Baltimore. And I like the Twinkies too, but I think I'm going with Baltimore.
I'm going with Atlanta also, and I'm also going with Houston. I do not need them to get there, but I think they will be there.
Cheaters justice.
I'm going with Atlanta, and I'm going with Houston also. I'm with you, Tom. I'm pulling for Baltimore, but I'm that Houston team's always
or the Twinkie. I like to see the other dying Midwestern town.
Yeah. It would be nice to see the Braves and the Twins play since the Twins knocked us off in 92, whatever it was. So I'm going with Braves and Houston.
So Braves. So how you break down your Braves? One last time, Zach, going into the playoffs and
like
good,
I said,
bad. What you thinking?
I'm happy with the team that's going in. I'm glad we're not having to play the Cardinals teams that we will wind up playing in the division series and stuff, and they knock us out when we had a better record.
Yeah,
I hated that every year. It happened every year. So I'm happy with what's going on with them. Like the pitching, like the hitting. We need to come out and win game one against. That's the biggest thing. Come out and win game one against the Phillies. So,
I agree.
that's my take on that.
All right. I'm gonna pull up that last little bit before we get out of here. So we got Braves. Where'd my standings go? Let's see. One more time for the folks at home that want to know the schedule. Today, Baltimore plays the first game against Texas Rangers. Who you guys got in that one? In the series, Tom.
I had Baltimore. I've got them in the World Series. I got to get them by Texas.
I hope I'm scared on account of the pitching from Texas, but I'm pulling for Baltimore.
Yeah, I'm pulling for Baltimore too. I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
Let's see.
Had Cal Ripken in the stands the other day.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
And then
I remember when he broke the record.
Minnesota at
They'll
Houston.
never be touched.
Minnesota at Houston.
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 Yeah, I'd really like to see Minnesota win that, but I think Houston's going to win it.
Philadelphia, Atlanta. Everybody went Atlanta on that one. Arizona and L.A. Anybody taking a flyer on the Diamondbacks?
No, LA's good. LA's under the radar good. You believe that under the radar good because the Braves play so good.
About them.
That's dangerous. It's only like 9 games different than us, so that's a dangerous team.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to find my video and having trouble.
They can hit with us too.
That's
as good as we are. They can hit.
All right, here we go. That's not the good audio. It's almost called Hey Y'all. I'll pull it up in a minute. JP, we ready for a break? We come back, we'll talk college football and NFL. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Fall and winter driving with a winter checkup. Have your fluids, wipers, and tires all checked out. And they've got some great tire deals for all makes and models. On the lot right now, take a look at a 2015 GMC Yukon Denali with only 60,000 miles, 4x4, priced at $37,995. Or scoot around town in a 2015 Honda Civic LX with only 74,000 miles, priced at $15,995. That's Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop. 522 Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Online at oakgroveauto.com.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
Hi, I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold. Each week, we play your favorites from the 80s and 90s and check in with the stars who made them. Don't miss out on the fun.
Join Terry Clark every Thursday afternoon at 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL, 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, and online at KTCBroadcasting.com. What are you going to do about leaf pickup at your home or business this year? Make it easy on yourself with one call to Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988. They specialize in leaf removal along with aeration and seeding. Ask about the lawn care with weekly mowing, bi-weekly mowing, and 6, 9, or 12-month contracts are available, plus turf management, aerating, and seeding. Call 704-718-4988 for Bean Brothers Landscaping, licensed and insured for commercial or residential. Like them on Facebook, too.
The Cherryville Golf and Country Club has new renovations and will be expansion on golf. Having a wedding reception? Cherryville Golf and Country Club banquet room is the place for it. Private parties, birthday parties, and corporate events. Cherryville Golf and Country Club, 200 Club Drive, Cherryville. Call 704-435-6597.
The Lincoln Country Club has been challenging golfers since 1946 with tree-lined fairways, ponds, creeks, and sand bunkers. Select from 4 sets of tees to play from. Give them a call at 704-735-1382. Again, 704-735-1382. The Lincoln Country Club, 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln. Visit their website at golflcc.com.
Now is the time to get your certificate of deposit with Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. And right now, you'll find certificate of deposit rates up to 5.10% APY. APY is the annual percentage yield. Minimums apply. NCUA insured. For more information, go to carolinafcu.org. Again, carolinafcu.org. Carolina Federal Credit Union. They treat you like family because you are.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. I'm not sure what they're talking about now.
Well, we're not neither.
Oh, okay. Good, so we're all in the same boat today.
Well, yeah,
I don't feel too bad.
JP, we always know you're driving that boat, so if we back up and we need you to pick us up, we're lost.
Okay.
Welcome to Saturday Sports Talk, KTCBroadcasting.com. College football playoff. College football time. I'm looking right at the button that says college football playoffs. College football this week. Yeah, that was stupid. I was about to hit right on the button, too. Here's your top 25. I'm going to let you guys kind of handle this.
Still at number one after they about got beat last week.
Who's that?
Georgia.
Yeah, Auburn. That's a rivalry game. I believe it was on the road, too, was it not?
Yeah.
Didn't,
they should have lost.
In some polls, Michigan jumped over Georgia.
Georgia's got a cakewalk this year. If you try to say it to a Georgia fan, they have a...
Oh, God, they have a hissy fit.
like, y'all playing nobody. You're playing like Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, it's just... I don't know. I mean, Ohio State does have the big win over Notre Dame, but, Notre Dame kind of beat Notre Dame in that game. So
And Florida State just keeps falling.
Yeah. Even though they haven't lost.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. They was number 3. Now they fell to 4. Now they fell to 5.
Well, you talk about those modifiers on the team names. If it would have been 30 years ago, Florida State had that modifier on the team name, and they wouldn't be falling. You know what I'm saying? They would have been up top. And Kevin's talked about this multiple times, how it's weighted, and I just don't like it.
That Washington team's a really good team. Oregon's really good. I mean, there's USC's good. I mean, what a time for the Pac-12 finally to get good and then blow themselves up.
And too bad we didn't have an 8 team this year. Playoff.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at that lineup. That would be a good find out who really is the best team.
Carolina moved.
I was going to say Carolina's moving up. The player that they didn't want to let play is been eligible now immediately.
Yes.
And he's 22 years old. I didn't know he was that old. So they got a man going to that team.
That's becoming more and more common with these guys with the extra COVID years. You got some extra. I mean, Holds Hartman for Notre Dame. What's he, like 35 years old? He's still out there playing college football. What's that?
Well, I'm just showing everybody. No.
Tar Heel helmet.
In my room, I got a state helmet up in there, and I got a friend who says, if I get you one, will you put it up in your room? They bought me one.
Well, absolutely. You just put them head to head.
They did. That's how I did it. I faced them against each other.
Yeah.
And I put it up in there, and they was like, I'm proud of that.
The way ACC's going, that might not be a matchup anymore.
Yeah, Duke had a chance last week, though. They squandered their
opportunity.
They had a chance.
They did.
So
that's a tough game for, Duke's much improved, and Notre Dame has to go after that emotional loss to Ohio State and go down there and play them.
Hyped up game. The quarterback got hurt at the end. Is he gonna be okay? Did y'all see anything about that? I know the quarterback for Notre Dame waited until he got out of the Hartman. He waited until the Duke quarterback came out of the facility to get checked out to make sure he was okay. But he come out on crutches. So interesting.
Well, that's not good. Usually, if you're on crutches, you ain't playing next week.
Yeah, I was a little concerned about that. So
way down there at number 20 is that little Kentucky team that gets to play Georgia today.
The funny thing about that Kentucky
that's
team.
That's good, though. That's going to help Georgia. They give them another ranked team that didn't expect to play another ranked team.
I'd see Kentucky knock them off. Kentucky's been, decent, for the last few years, just hanging around that
played
25,
last year,
25.
And Georgia beat them 16-6.
Yeah.
So it was, competitive.
So, all right.
Who beat Utah? Gosh, I can't remember who beat them.
Well, it wasn't Florida. That was the first game out of the season. That was that weird baseball score game almost.
Was that last week that they got beat?
Yeah.
Let's pull that one up. I'm not sure who they
played. I can't remember who beat them. Somebody did beat
Miami sitting there at 4-0.
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss had a big game last week.
They pulled it out of the fire. It sure did.
High scoring game.
Yep.
Last week. Oklahoma's still sitting there at 5-0, which you got, Alabama still above them. So little Nicky sitting down there with one loss, and he's still
somehow Alabama's ranked ahead of Oklahoma. Yeah, I mean, imagine that.
got all these undefeated teams, and little Nicky's still sitting there above them. Notre Dame same way. I get fair to Notre Dame on that one. They did lose to Ohio State at 4, so I would give them a.
I will say this as an Ohio State fan: Notre Dame lost to Notre Dame that game. Just telling you, should have won that game. I mean, it was close, but the formula until. And I know they don't like hearing it. I don't like hearing it as an Ohio State fan either. But when the other team starts smashing you in the mouth and running the ball in the second half and controlling the clock, you better find a way to stop that.
Yeah.
Or guess what? Everybody's going to do that to you. Okay, we're going to smash you in the mouth. We're going to run the football. We're going to control the clock, and we're going to wear you out. So I mean, you saw that start to happen in that second half.
Yeah. You're going to wind up having to stop it.
I know you're going to have to stop it somehow. And now they're playing the guy who started this. One of the coordinators from Maryland was with Michigan that 2021 game and said, Ohio State's good. They're talented. But they're soft. And I hate when people say that. And Ryan Day went on his tirade about it because he's tired of hearing it. But till one of those games where you play somebody good and you do that to them, we're going to smash you in the mouth. We're going to control the clock. We're going to run the football. We're going to make you go 3 and out in the second half. People are going to continue to say that.
Well, Mr. Irrelevant for a long time come out and said something about that this week. You see Steve Spurrier made a comment. He was backing up Lou Holt's comment.
You don't go after the 90-year-old guy. I mean, he's kind of, I understand Ryan Day's frustration. But when the guy's 90 years old, Lou Holtz gets to say what he wants. Now, I mean, he's not exactly been straight arrow his whole career either, okay? I mean, so we know. I mean, but he said some things that have been controversial in the past. It seemed like when played Colorado from when Sal Anessi was there and all that, and some of the things he said. So there's been some, everybody said a controversial thing here or there, but he's kind of the elder statesman now, right? I mean, you don't go after Lou Holtz. Mm-hmm. I would go after in general. I know people say this team is soft, but hey, look what we did here. Don't go after Lou. I mean, it's just,
guy.
It's just, and I think Ryan Day is a good coach, does a good job. I know everybody wants to, college fans are the worst. Every time your team plays bad, fire the coach. I mean, they're just idiots.
That's the day.
But I don't think you go after Lou, man. I just don't think there's nobody really backing him up on that. You know what I mean? I mean, nobody's really saying, yeah, you showed Lou Holtz. You showed that 90-year-old guy.
Come on, dude.
You told that 90-year-old guy to shut his mouth. I mean, it's just one of those things, What'd you do after that? You go around and run over a cat and kick a puppy? I mean, it's like, what are you doing, man? But I understand his frustration. At the same time, when people basically are challenging your team's manhood, it makes you mad.
Yeah.
How do you like tell your players, you preach to them about being a good man, a nice young man, and like Tom says, and then you get your panties in a wad over a 90-year-old man talking smack to you.
I know. I mean,
come on, dude, you got other things to worry about in this world than what that guy's got to say. How about this play? How about your bad beat of the week? Are the coaches making bets on games? What's going on here? Penn State, with 2 minutes left in the game, up 21.
That's terrible.
With a 27-point spread.
Yeah.
Faked a quarterback kneel down and threw a touchdown against Northwestern to beat the spread.
That's terrible.
Up again, 21 with 2 minutes left in the game, 34-13. They ran this fake play with the spread at 27. Terry, did the coach know the spread?
Somebody knew something, but you also have to understand it's Penn State, so they got everything behind them that's ever happened in the past, and Northwestern, who's just come off all the stuff happened to them. So what more would you want out of this? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I was like, where's Terry Goosey?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
This?
I mean, what more would you want?
Both of them is trash, is basically what he said.
If I'm the ref, I would have just blew the whistle and pointed down.
Ball game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, inadvertent whistle. Play ends right there. You could do that. Hint, hint. North Carolina referees when a team's up scores up 7-7 on someone. Blow the whistle.
Yeah.
college. See if I got any more some college football here.
I got some college football. Did you see it where Sam Houston State was playing Jacksonville State?
No,
and they went to overtime.
Okay.
And the ref comes out there and flips the coin, and it didn't flip.
The coin didn't flip. What did he drop it? I didn't see it.
Yeah, he flips, and the coin stays parallel.
Wow.
And comes down here, and he goes, whoa, wait a minute. Let's do this again.
So,
and he gets
which game was it?
Sam Houston State and Jacksonville State. Coin flip in overtime.
Houston.
Well, it was a big game.
Well, I'm just saying it was so funny. It was so funny. And then he's like, whoa, wait a minute. Let's do this again. Because the coin didn't flip.
I'm looking for it on.
Oh, it's a video.
It's not on YouTube unless I want to watch all the highlights of the stupid game. Let's see if I can find it on Twitter or X or whatever you call the stupid thing now. I always talk about. I say it's so hard to say that now. I'm gonna X post. So Sam Houston and
Jacksonville State. Yeah, coin flip.
Let's see if they got this thing anywhere.
So funny. I mean, I've never seen it, but I mean, he flips it and it never turns.
It says official asked for a redo after the.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any media.
Redo.
Because there's nobody televised that game.
It might not be video of it.
Yeah, they're video. They are video.
I wonder why I can't find that. That should be something.
There's video of every game.
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
Zach was just talking about how nobody cares so much there's no video of this.
I mean, the two guys that were out there was just looking at it because it never turned, and all of a sudden
you would think there'd be something in the rule book, just throwing that out there that you can't redo a coin flip or something.
Here we go.
You would think. Yeah. Or there's rules to redo the coin flip.
I gotta watch a 35-second commercial to watch this 8-second coin toss. Like, come on, guys. Yeah. If you're doing a 2-minute, I get it. If you're doing like a 2-minute video, don't put a commercial on an 8-second coin toss here. It's just silly. The internet's just gotten out of hand. Can't do nothing nowadays. All right, let's see, Terry. Go ahead. Hold on a sec.
There's a capacity crowd on hand.
There's the good.
Like Tampa Bay Devil Rays
Let
game.
me get that again.
I've never seen that before.
Same coins we used before. Tails, heads. Your call. Calls heads. I'm going to retoss that because I did not flip.
That's pretty good on the fly right there. I mean, that was quick. How did you even tell?
You won the toss.
Look
at that guy. Look at this guy. He's like, what the?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So my question is,
same coins we used before.
Does he not practice his coin flip?
Oh, no.
Just sit at home and
trying to see if his thumb actually went up. I mean, how did that not flip?
I did not flip.
I wonder what it was, though. Was it a head or a tail?
Probably he won, I think.
Calls heads. I'm going to retoss that because I did not flip.
I've never seen that before.
That
guy's like, wait a minute, I just won.
You won the defense. Which side of the field do you like to play on? Calls heads. I'm going to retoss
now,
that
in his
Oh,
defense, he said, I'm going to retoss, before it hit landed. So you.
It is tails.
I've never seen one where the thing never turned.
Or you could have just let it ride. And say,
could we just make a rule in football and say the home team or whoever gets the ball?
I was
first,
just
or the
about
away
to say
team
that,
get the ball
Kevin. I
first?
was just about
How
to
hard is
say,
that?
just let the home team
Or away team
decide,
get the ball first.
or the away team decide, or however you want to do it. That way, you're going to get half and half, right? I mean,
Right.
just
Because in college, both teams gets to do it anyway. It ain't like it's right. I mean, it ain't a big. It ain't like the NFL. If you get a touchdown, it's over, right? Yeah, if you go back and forth.
No. In college, both teams get it.
you start from certain spots, and
I think in the second overtime you have to go for two.
Yeah,
and
two.
the third
First
overtime,
one is from, all of them from the 25.
Yeah.
And the third overtime you start having to do the 2-point conversion.
That's what happened in the Carolina app game, which
we wanted them to keep kicking
Yeah.
because the kickers sucked. We couldn't stop them on
Right.
defense.
Right.
We wanted the kicking game to keep happening. Oh, it didn't work out for us though. How let's pick some games. The Red River rivalry today. I meant to ask David about that last night. He usually mentions Oklahoma. I thought he'd say that.
This will be a pretty good game.
Texas and Oklahoma. No longer Big 12 matchup. SEC matchup right here.
And it can't be the Red River shootout anymore. It's the Red River rivalry. They changed that about 5-6 years ago.
To offend somebody.
Yes.
The shootout.
The
Oklahoma.
Red River rivalry.
Nobody's ever seen a country western movie in their life.
No.
Nowadays. Oklahoma at Texas. Texas favored by 5. Tommy.
I'd like to see Oklahoma go in there and beat them, but I think Texas will hold serve at home. Texas, but it's close.
$250 a day for that game.
It's a big game.
That's in.
That
Is
is
that
a
in
big
Jerry
game.
World today? Yep. No, it's the Cotton Bowl is where they're having it. All right, Terry, Cotton Bowl. Who you got?
This is no trouble. Oklahoma wins.
Oklahoma.
I'm going.
This is no trouble. I mean, what does that even mean?
Is
What-
this
is no
is this at a
trouble.
neutral site or is this at Tech?
Cotton Bowl.
It's Texas.
Okay.
It's
Let's,
not in Texas. It's not on campus, but
It's
in Texas.
in the state of
Yeah,
Texas.
but Oklahoma's like 5 hours away. So
From Texas?
It's a border
They
state.
share a border.
yeah, but I'm saying from where they're playing
Oh,
is what
okay.
I'm talking about.
Oh,
like,
okay.
About a 5 hour drive. So I'm going with Oklahoma today.
I do not blame you. No problem.
I ain't definitive in that though. But Texas is pretty good this year.
LSU 23 at Missouri 21. Missouri's undefeated. I just don't get how, it depending on what your name is. Kentucky, Missouri's down here undefeated. They're in the 20s. Alabama's got a loss, Terry. They're, what, 10th?
Yeah, I know.
In the same conference.
In the same conference. LSU favored by 6 in Missouri.
AI has the power to automate.
Is that
Well,
sweet?
I told
That's one
you.
of mine,
If it's
so
using
hold on.
untrustworthy.
I told you
Just
that
leave that to
LSU
you right
would
now.
lose last week, and I was right. And LSU's going to lose again this week, and they're going to run Kelly. I think I called him Chip Kelly last week. Brian Kelly is the coach there. He's a jerk. Nobody likes him. I don't like him. Terry doesn't like him. Zach don't like him. Kevin doesn't like him.
Yeah,
Nobody
Notre-
likes this
Notre
guy.
Dame way better off.
I mean, Notre Dame. Their new coach could suit up and play if he had any eligibility left.
LSU has
So-
2 losses and they're ranked ahead
LSU.
of Kentucky.
In the same conference.
LSU will lose.
No, they're not a modifier on their names.
LSU will lose today.
Terry.
Anytime you put a back against the wall, LSU's going to win.
They've already got
LSU
too long.
on
They
it.
got blown out.
Look at the ticket prices on that one for a pretty good matchup, $64. So I'm going with Missouri to stay at 6-0, and they might get to 20th next week.
Number 13, Washington State
is an
is
underdog.
An underdog.
What?
At UCLA, unranked UCLA by 3.
What about the Apple State with 2 highly ranked teams?
Zach, who you got in this one?
I'm going Washington State to stay undefeated.
Terry, Cougars or Bruins?
Well, you got to go that you're coming out of where you think you call home into a place, California.
What was that word, Sal?
Or you. Or you.
UCLA wins.
Put those words in order for us.
I'll make this simple. How about Washington State goes down there and proves why they're number 13?
Wrong.
Wrong. Well, I'm going to tell you, that was a lot more clear than what you just said.
Or
a minute
you.
ago.
Going to go.
Well, who will win, Terry?
That was the clearest sentence he said all day.
When you head
Let's go
north,
one word.
How about number 11,
Who'd you pick? Wait a minute.
Oh, sorry.
Zach had picked.
I did. I picked Washington State.
Oh, okay.
They
Washington.
undefeated. Washington.
Number 11, Alabama. Only favored by 2 in College Station, where Appalachian State owns that building. Texas A&M, 77 degrees. Over under only at 46. Tommy.
Texas A&M
In the-
ends Nikki's dream of getting back into the playoff.
In the battle of the 2 ugliest uniforms in college football, Terry, who you got?
Here we go again. Saban. He'll keep himself up or he wins.
I think Jimbo gets them today. Texas A&M.
I mean, you talk about 2 just schmuck coaches.
Yep.
Guys, listen to me. I just want to stop it before we keep going.
Choking.
Yeah.
Nick Saban and Jimbo
Terry and
Fisher,
Zach.
schmucks.
Tom and Zach picked Missouri. I picked LSU. Y'all picked Washington State, and I picked UCLA. Y'all picked Texas A&M, and I picked Alabama.
You're gonna lose, Terry.
So y'all 3 of y'all are 0-3 in them 3 picks.
Yeah, but we can.
I'm just making sure.
We can form a
that y'all
complete. We can
understand
form
that.
a complete sentence, though. Terry.
I mean,
Wrong.
So what I'm saying is,
Wrong.
Terry, didn't you say you were a language arts teacher at one time?
listen to me, Tom. I just got through.
That's why they put him
explaining.
over the hats now.
Yeah, that's right.
Hat police.
Okay. I mean, I just don't know what.
So real quick, here's how the rankings are just dang silly, and you complain about them. Vegas is usually more right than the rankings. Alabama ranked at 11th by the voters. Vegas has them a 2-point favorite over unranked Texas A&M. So
Texas A&M has a bad loss. Who beat them? It seemed like they have a bad loss.
Was that not Florida State?
Yeah,
it might have been.
Syracuse at North Carolina. Tar Heels today at home, welcoming the Cuse. 9.5-point favorites.
Every
Zachary?
time, yeah.
Tar Heels stay undefeated. We're getting their 22-year-old wide receiver on the field.
My time?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Man, I hate doing this. I'll pick it for the friend who got me a helmet. I'll go UNC.
Terry, they're 9-point favorite at home. Syracuse just got. Y'all said that Syracuse is going to beat Clemson last week because you're idiots. Carolina's going to win this game.
That's what I said. Carolina's going to win.
Carolina, but you act wrangling over like this was a difficult decision. Carolina's going to win this game. I mean, it's point blank. Clemson went up over there and smacked them in the mouth. Everybody's like, "Ho, Clemson gonna get beat by Syracuse." I was like, "No,
They didn't play at Boston College yet."
Oh no!
Gambling bet of the day. I would say this is going to have people on edge. Kentucky.
Yeah.
We're gonna bet. We're gonna pick the spread. Does Kentucky cover the 14-point spread against Georgia? Last year, time did you say it was 16-6 last year?
Yeah.
Was that? Are you correct?
No, Terry said that.
Yes,
I'll
that's
check
what
to
that
make
was
sure.
for 16-6. Well, y'all questioning me?
Anything Terry
I'm not
tells you.
questioning you.
Anything Terry tells you.
I didn't know
double
if you were
check it.
sure.
Double
If
check.
you're sure, I'm not.
Guys,
gonna look it up.
he's watching the Jackson State SMU
Coin toss.
coin toss.
Y'all got to see these things. Get outside your world a little bit, you know?
It was 16-6. Kentucky held
See?
Stetson Bennett to 116 passing yards.
See?
Well,
Terry,
he's
in that
100.
ball game.
Terry, it's not get outside your world. It's get outside your comfort zone. Okay?
When I
Expand your world to get
Keep
outside
talking,
your
Terry. I'm
comfort
getting
zone.
more shirts.
Okay?
More shirts.
Get
I'm
outside
telling
your
you,
world.
I think we can set up a booth.
Terry, get outside your comfort zone. Expand your world. Okay,
when I
that's
speak
what
on
you
here,
say.
it's facts.
How much, Terry? I'm being serious. How much money, if we set up a booth at a West Lincoln football game, if we put these shirts out, can we make?
Probably a
Just
lot.
being serious.
What you do is you get in line.
You want to have fun? Go to a West Lincoln athletic event, and they're always nice to you. Oh, you the referee? We're going to give you a hard time today. I'm like, well, don't give me a hard time. Friends with Terry Reinhardt. Oh, we're going to give you double hard time today. So just go ahead and just name drop Terry at any West Lincoln athletic event and see what happens.
Last season, Kentucky held Georgia to 116 yards passing. But they gave up 247 yards rushing in the game, 16-6 ball game. All right, does Kentucky cover the 14-point spread, Zach?
Yes, I think Georgia struggled a little bit, but wind up pulling out like they did last week.
Terry?
By 14 or more?
No, I think the spread. I think Kentucky's going to cover the spread.
Oh, okay. So
I think
you're
it's
taking Georgia.
I'm taking Georgia to win, but I think Kentucky will keep it under 14. Does that make sense?
The question is, will Kentucky cover the spread?
Yes.
We're not picking the winner.
Okay.
The question is, will Kentucky cover the 14-point spread? Tommy?
Yes.
Terry?
No.
So Terry goes with Georgia with a big win.
You might
So
want to put that as a caveat on the side, like 14-point spread. We didn't pick the game, so we just said
14. Y'all all think Georgia's going to win, though?
yes. I do.
Tom, you think Georgia's going to win?
Y'all just couldn't figure that out. He said they're not
I'm
covering
right
the
on the edge of
spread.
picking Kentucky, but Georgia at home, they'll find a way to win.
Okay, so you are taking the spread.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Notre Dame, 6-point favorites at undefeated Louisville Cardinals. Tommy, Notre Dame lose today?
I got to pull for Notre Dame because once this is the weird world of college football we live in, right? Once you beat somebody, now you have
need
to
them
pull
to
for
win.
So that's why I was nervous at Duke last week. I can't figure Notre Dame out. I mean, it seems like they've got great talent, but they're like, hold on a second, we're going to try to find a way to lose this game. I mean, it's just weird. But
do they play to their competition sometime, possibly? Too?
no, I mean they're playing Ohio State and Duke. They're playing good teams,
Yeah.
you know. So I mean, it's like I just don't know what's going through the mind of the coaching staff. But give me Notre Dame.
That's the dumbest thing you ever said.
What? What's the dumbest thing I ever said?
I didn't catch it.
You talking
Well,
about
they're
Duke
playing
being-
great teams, Ohio State and Duke.
My gosh.
Is Duke ranked this year? I said good teams.
Come on.
Is Duke ranked this year?
Come on, Tom.
Is Duke ranked this year? Yes or no? Answer the question. Or is
Oh,
Duke
my
ranked
goodness.
this year?
Yeah, they are ranked.
Did they beat
top.
Clemson 31-7? You're going to tell me Duke's
You
not a
are
good football
putting
team?
Duke in the same emphasis as Ohio State.
I said they're playing good teams, which is a fact. Both are ranked. Facts. You like to quote facts.
We're talking facts.
We're talking fact. Don't bring your feelings
Football
to a fact
facts.
fight. Don't bring your feelings to a fact fight, Terry. It's what you do every week. When your little small world
They're playing
comments
great
over there.
teams.
I didn't say
Ohio State
great.
and Duke.
Cut the film. I said they've been playing good football. Duke is a good football team. Ohio State is a potentially great football team. Notre Dame has been in tight games with them. It seems like they should have won both those games, but somehow they're not.
Terry's so tickled by
It's
this.
so
I mean, he
funny.
is.
I think it's because
That's what I'm
Duke. I think
saying.
it's because of Duke.
Is Duke ranked, Terry? Is
They're
Duke
ranked.
ranked?
Tom, it's the first time they've
Terry,
been ranked in
Terry,
like who knows when.
Answer the question. Is Duke ranked? Yes or no?
It's
Are
the
they
first
ranked?
time they've been ranked
Terry,
like
Terry,
forever.
Terry, are they ranked? Yes or no?
You
we're not
Duke
talking about
in the
Duke from
same
5 years ago.
emphasis as
Terry,
Ohio
we're not
State.
talking about Duke. We're talking about Duke last week, ranked at home. Yes or no?
Why is he getting so mad at
Because dealing with you is like dealing with the kids at school. Where's your homework? Where is it? Did you do it? Oh, where
at
is
him.
it?
Look at it.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Dealing with him is like dealing with a kid, man. I'm telling you. I'm in here every week.
I mean, look
I'm
at
telling
him.
you.
Every week. Every week. We have to deal with this. Deal with kids 5 days a week and come in here deal with him every Saturday.
See him? Look.
So
Leave.
we got.
Go.
I'm fixing to make 2 shirts.
Go to ISS, Terry.
I'm getting. I know we're gonna have.
Just go. I'll send
Hey.
the form later.
We'll have 2. We'll get one shirt.
That's what
We'll
I
have
do.
Tom and Terry's face.
I mean, it's
And
just-
this is so
Tom's
funny.
gonna be
It's just-
saying, "Shut up, Terry," and Terry's gonna be going, "Do do do do."
He's like a kid.
I'm telling you,
He's like a freaking
we're
kid.
gonna
man.
set up at Burns.
I
We're
mean,
gonna set
it's
up at Westlake, and we're gonna make a fortune.
He's a kid.
And we're gonna hit.
He's
We're
a
gonna do
child.
20-second clips, and we're gonna have somebody hits on.
He is Peter Pan,
Be
West
crazy.
Lincoln redneck style.
Pan.
He's just never grew up.
I'm making
He's
this
never
up,
grew
man.
up.
I
He's
promise
never grew up.
you.
All he
I
needs is a
promise
little
you next
outfit.
week
He can
when
have a
I
little
come
red
in here,
outfit and be Peter
I'm
Pan.
gonna have total
the
wheels
redneck
on the
West Lincoln
car.
version of Peter Pan. That's what he is. That's
He's gonna-
exactly
I'm
what
gonna
he
have
is.
total wheels
You
on the
have
car.
never
Duke
grown
and
up.
Ohio State in the same level.
I didn't say they were the same level. I said they play good teams. Good teams. And Duke is better than NC State. Duke is better than NC
We
State.
play them
Fact.
coming up. Don't say that too quick.
I'll tell you what.
State's garbage this year.
It's insane.
Their quarterback
man.
sucks.
What are we even talking about?
No, we're changing.
Notre Dame.
We were trying to pick games. And
Hey, we don't go to
and Terry started giggling because you mentioned Duke as a good team, and you lost it because Terry giggled.
I didn't lose it. I'd like to pick the game, sir. Can I pick the game?
You've
now?
already picked.
Terry giggled and I dribbled because I got to go to the bathroom in a commercial break. Here in a
It's
minute.
Zach's the only one.
I don't even
that
know what
picked.
game we're picking now. What are we
Well,
talking about?
We were picking Notre Dame and
Oh.
Louisville. And I was
I'm
stating
going with Notre
facts,
Dame.
and this
Good
idiot
pick.
just goes on.
I'm going. Did you pick Louisville, Tom?
No, I
'Cause
did
lost
not
that.
pick
Okay.
Louisville. I picked Notre Dame. I just got done saying I need them to win.
Okay,
Do you
that's right.
listen
I remember
either?
that. I remember now.
Can you
There's so
see-
much in
Can I go to
between
the
all
next
that.
game? Can I go to the next
Come on,
game?
go to the next game.
Can you
we ready
see
for
what I
this?
do
We're
to a
ready.
human being?
Fresno
He
State.
does. It's
Fresno
ridiculous.
State is undefeated, ranked 24th, and they're at 4-1 Wyoming, favored by 6 in this game. It'll be 60 degrees in Laramie, Wyoming. Should be a beautiful day for football.
$16 you can go watch that game for.
I know. Get you a $8 beer.
16
$25
dollars. A good price.
Tom, who you got in this one?
Fresno State. Even though they beat your Appalachian State, Wyoming beat Appalachian State
Win.
a couple weeks ago.
Ooh,
Block field goal.
Cheaters.
Wyoming beat them.
He don't even know who his own team played.
They did. It was close.
It was close.
Yeah. 22-19 or
It was
something
close.
like
They
that.
blocked the field goal. Appalachian was
Yeah.
going to go up 6 and got a field goal block. It was Michigan in reverse.
Yeah.
So who'd y'all pick? Terry and Zach.
I'm going to go with Wyoming at home. If they beat App State, I'll give them a little bit of credit.
I'm also going with Fresno State.
Beavers got a bite this year, favored by 7.5 at the California Golden Bears.
California's been playing a little bit better though, but I like Oregon State to keep going.
Is that going to be a new ACC team next year? The California?
The California, I don't know.
Was it California?
Yeah,
I thought it
they
was.
might be.
I mean, but
That's
there's it's a Pac-2 now, right?
Yes.
And then the one commentator got in trouble for saying the No One Wants Us Bowl. It was the two that were left were playing each other.
Terry, how many games is that?
I'm picking Oregon State.
I mean, that was such a.
I'm picking Oregon State too, Terry.
It was a good joke. I can't remember what it was, but it was like the No One Wants Us
1, 2,
Bowl.
3,
I mean,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9. Need 2 more.
2 more. What? Let's see if there's any ACC games. All right, I got you one.
The NC State.
I would have took the Boston College and Army, but they're not playing at Boston College.
$13.
Army's a 2.5-point favorite.
They must not be playing in Boston College.
That's right. They're not playing at Boston College.
All right, we're not going to pick it, Coles. I don't know what to do about this. Is Virginia going to beat William and Mary?
No, I don't think they will. I do not.
I
do not think they will.
When they don't have a spread on it, that usually means
Virginia
they're
is
going
god
to
awful.
blow out the other team,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So that's supposed to mean Virginia's going to blow William and Mary out.
No, not really. I wouldn't think it.
If there's no spread, that's usually the ones that they don't put the spreads on. Like, why would Virginia not be on a betting, have any type of spread on it if it wasn't something like that?
I don't nobody
There's
believe in
something
them.
fishy going on, whatever the reason that is. $15, you can
They
see.
can't
some-
beat James Madison. You think
That's
they're
what
going to
I'm
beat William
saying.
and Mary?
Yeah.
Well, they at least got a chick on their team. Madison's just just a dude. They got an extra girl, just a dude and a girl. Who's Mary, Tom? Do you know Mary? Is that Mary Todd?
William and Mary, the joint monarchs that signed the English Bill of Rights. Did you ever stay awake in history class, Kevin?
I didn't know that's who they named. There's a lot of William and Marys in this world, Tom.
William and Mary, the English Bill of Rights, the Glorious Revolution, the ouster of James
Which grade do they
II.
teach the British rights, Bill of Rights?
I teach the British Bill of Rights.
You do?
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff you don't teach, and you're over here teaching the British Bill of
How do you know
Rights.
what I teach, Kevin? How have you ever been in my classroom before?
Do you teach who the first slave owner was in America?
We're not going through this Anthony
Exactly.
Johnson thing again.
Exactly.
We're not going through this again.
He asked me a question, Terry.
He did.
And I asked him.
Tom,
and
you
now he,
asked.
now he didn't want to talk about it.
You know who Anthony Johnson is, but you don't know who William and Mary are, who signed arguably the most
No.
important
Terry, do you know who
document in
William
British
Mary was?
history.
The British.
Here he is. He's trying to explain his.
Terry, you're a
never
historian. Did you know who the British Bill of Rights was?
It's actually the English Bill of Rights, but you know,
Nobody learns in Tom's class. He's always on his phone.
whatever.
All right, Marshall and
Whatever.
NC State today. Wolfpack only favored by 6 against the Thundering Herd. Tommy?
I'm going with Marshall. The
You lost.
Thunder herd all over NC State. Little puppies going to get waxed today.
Zachary?
I'm going with NC State. Not wanting them, but they'll probably win.
Well, State's playing with a new quarterback.
That's the
Brennan
only reason I
Armstrong
did that.
was taken out, and MJ Morris is now the quarterback.
Because that other quarterback's horrible.
And he's pretty good. See, Finley left us on account of Brendan Armstrong was brought in, and that kind of bothered me because Finley was a pretty good quarterback. But now we're going back to a running style quarterback, but he does throw the ball first instead of takes off running.
Is that 10?
That's 10.
Deion Sanders, 3.5-point favorites at Arizona State today. $100 to sit in 100 degrees.
Ooh,
in
hot out there.
In Tempe.
I say what you want about Dion, but he gets the fans to come in, doesn't he?
He does.
Whether you love him or hate him.
It's
or not.
going to be hot there today.
My brother.
I don't think people realize that this generation, everybody and all this Deion stuff, realize exactly who Deion Sanders
Or how
is.
good he was.
How good he
No,
was.
that's the problem.
Like, let me put it this way.
Your new world does not know
don't.
him.
So let me put it this way, football wise, guys.
New generation,
If we got a draft, if we're having a draft and we're doing defense, right? Number 1 pick, most people taking Lawrence Taylor. Is that correct? Let's say this.
Absolutely.
Let's put it this way. Terry, I'm playing against you. And if you pick, and I pick Lawrence Taylor first, we get all the time, we're going to play our defenses. Would Deion not be considered as your number 1 pick,
He
knowing
would.
that I already have Lawrence Taylor? You can get other pass rushers, but you can't get other Deion Sanders. So,
no.
and that's what I try to
It
explain
almost
to
goes
people.
back to
Guys, Deion Sanders is a top 5 pick. All-time
you're shutting down a
defense if you're
whole
picking-
quarter of the field.
If you're picking
Half
the
the
defense.
field.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
your safety
And-
can move over and help on the other
it
side.
goes back
without
to
worrying.
almost like
No worries.
Yeah.
You put Ed Reed on the other side. Go ahead and pick Reggie White for your pick. Now I got Dion and Ed Reed. Throw a pass to that side of the field.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
And so that's what I try to explain to people. He was prime time in everything. He played in the World Series.
And you can throw him on offense if you want to.
And Super Bowl.
Don't punt a football to him either.
Do not.
Yeah, that's
Don't
right.
run it. Don't throw it. Don't kick
You know,
it.
you
Don't
said
play
that about
football to
Dion
him
and these
either.
kids not knowing who he was, and it's sad. I was thinking the same thing with Lou Holtz. You know, and not the kids don't know who Lou Holtz was.
Yeah. Oh, Lordy.
Let's go ahead and put him back there,
Jack
too.
Tatum.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you could throw
Bill Bates. Put Bill Bates back.
During Reed's time, you know, Palomaro was the other main safety. How would you like to have them on the same defense back there rolling? So anyway, all right, we'll be back in a minute. We've got NFL picks way behind.
All y'all take Colorado?
Yeah.
That's
I'm
they
surprised it's only a 3.5 spread with them being 1.
Tom, you got the Buffs and Mr.
Yeah,
Dion.
I got prime.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
On the way, be ready with a stop in at Today's Pro in Shelby. From gas logs to fireplaces to inserts and more. With name brands like Menneson and Empire. A big inventory to choose from. And Today's Pro in Shelby does service calls too. Just call 704-600-8393. Again, 704-600-8393. For Today's Pro, 1325 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at thetodayspro.com. Grizzly the Greeter says it's double discount time at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. When you mention this radio ad, just say you heard it on the radio and double your discount. You'll get $100 discounts on 8-foot wide sheds, $200 discounts on 10-foot wide sheds, $300 discounts on 12-foot wide sheds, and $400 discounts on 14-foot wide sheds. Just say you heard it on the radio at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, Highway 150 East in Cherryville, right across from Ace Hardware. Landscaping work is hard work. Make it easy on yourself with one call to Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988. From trimming to pruning, new installation, designs, weeding, mulching, pine needles, transplanting, bed borders, and demolition of flower beds. Plus, they do land clearing, including timber removal, stump and root removal, underbrush control, land clearing, and hauling. Call 704-718-4988 for Bean Brothers Landscaping. Licensed and insured for commercial or residential. Like them on Facebook, too.
Get fair deals this week and every week at Cars, Trucks, and Credit in Lincoln. Just arrived this week a 2007 Honda Accord at $12.99 down. Also a 2010 Mazda 3 at $12.99 down. And a 2006 Buick Lucerne at $12.99 down. And a 2005 Toyota Corolla at $12.99 down. At Cars, Trucks, and Credit. 604 Clark Drive in Lincoln. Online at ctcautosports.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. It's a super sale on Halloween items at This or That Trading Post in Dallas. Boys and ghouls will love it. And check out their huge selection of Halloween candy or trick-or-treating. Also this week, Sensor soap pumps are $6.25. Nursing scrubs just $1. Hot Shot Bed Bug and Flea Fogger, $9.50. 3-piece legal pads are $1.50. Regal Certified Queen Size Blankets are $16.50. And 5-foot fishing rods combo sets for $13.75. At This and That Trading Post, 3857 Dallas High Shoals Road in Dallas, right across from the trade lot.
The deals get better and better each week at Adams Auto Group in Dallas. Come check them out today. Take a look at a 2018 Chevy Tahoe with only 96,000 miles, sale priced at $39,700. Or how about a 2020 Toyota Camry, only 18,900 miles, sale priced at $24,900. And a big 2014 Toyota Tundra double cab truck priced at $22,900. That's Adams Auto Group, 520 East Trade Street in Dallas at the Dallas-Stanley Highway intersection. Online at adamsautogroup.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and Gang. I think they have NFL in NFL.
There's 3 letters, JP.
Yeah, I know. NFL picks.
What are we?
Nailed it. Nailed it. Good morning, JP. How's the biscuit?
It was good.
Okay. All right, welcome back to Saturday Sports Talk. NFL time. Stat of the year. Stat of the year. Jim Harbaugh
has 2,787 total yards. 2,787 total rushing yards in his career. Okay?
Close to 3,000?
Jim Harbaugh. Here's his rushing numbers in yellow. Here's the main number right here. 2,787.
Yeah, close to 3,000. 2,800 anyway, yeah.
18 rushing touchdowns. All right. Remember that number, 2,787. What running back in his career, 2,782? 16 touchdowns, two less than Jim Harbaugh. But he averaged 5.5 yards a carry.
Herschel Walker.
No.
It's 38 games. Herschel
He had about-
Walker played more than 38
I know he had like
games.
88,000 yards, I think.
It's on the screen.
Bo Jackson.
Jim Harbaugh has more career rushing yards and touchdowns than Bo Jackson.
Yeah, but Bo Jackson only played half a season.
I know. But Jim Harbaugh, more career rushing yards and touchdowns than Bo Jackson. That's how short his career was.
Yeah.
Played 4 years. There they are. And Bo Jackson never ran for 1,000 yards in a season.
I mean, he
played 7 games, 10 games, 11 games, and 10 games in the NFL.
Split time every year with Marcus, except for the last year, maybe.
Most touchdowns he ever had was 5 in the year he got hurt. So
I just remember the time in Seattle when he ran through the
Boz.
Boz. He
Nobody
sure did.
catches Bo. No, when he ran down, nobody catches Bo. He ran down to the tunnel.
I thought you were talking about when the Boz, he just destroyed
I will
him.
say, in all fairness to him, Bosworth his shoulder was tore up. I mean, he played hurt the whole time he played, but
he did, and Bo finished.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing hurt, but I like the one where he just took off and just outran everybody and ran into the tunnel. It's like
the two people that's always legendary in their speed was him and Dion both.
All right, real quick,
that big and that fast.
I did miss this on college. Did you see Utah? How about this, guys? Utah signed a deal with the whole team. 85 scholarship players received a Dodge Ram pickup truck.
Pretty sweet.
Leased pickup truck. If they transfer, graduate, move out, and whatever reason they're not one of those 85 scholarship players, you have to turn the truck in. But while you are a scholarship player now at the University of Utah, you will get a brand new leased Dodge Ram pickup truck. 85 trucks from Dodge.
They should have decked that thing out in the red, like that one on the left. That's pretty sweet. Or the white.
Well, they had 85 different ones, so exactly.
But they have done what I was thinking. They look on the back end. Yes,
they are
sweet.
They're
yeah,
school colors.
It ain't just like a generic color. So that's pretty sweet.
The Crimson.
That's
Crimson
probably
Collective is who's.
What do you think? That's probably about a $70,000 truck, isn't it?
They probably didn't give them. They're probably closer to the 40 to 50,000 range. I'm guessing they didn't give them $80,000 truck.
They get free tires. That's what Terry wants to know.
What's the deal with the tires? I don't care about the free tires.
Free rotation if you'll wait 4 hours. Think about it, Terry. You
know,
waited
this
4
was a Utah
hours.
football game
You
during
waited
the
4
rotation.
hours to save $25.
That's
You made $6
though,
an
man.
hour.
That's an expensive truck.
Yeah, it's leather, so
that's an expensive truck, man. They loaded them down. Look at that. That's sweet.
That might be the quarterback's truck.
That's the one that's gonna get to keep them.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic on their end, taking care of.
What advertisement for them too, though? Like on the Dodge side.
Well, that's what Terry was talking about with the whole thing. He wants the whole team to receive the benefits, and they did.
And it should.
And they did on that one as well. So, all right, let's see.
I had some compliments about that though.
What?
That I said the whole team should get something, because the first thing that was said to me was, "Hey, that quarterback gets nothing. That running back gets nothing if that offensive line is not there."
Buy them some pizzas. You got 3 seconds to get away, Terry. 3 seconds.
That's your job.
That's it.
Without me, you get nothing.
Your job description.
I'm only going to block for you 3 seconds. If you don't
away.
hit the hole, then it's on you.
Getting away. Taylor Swift puts Travis Kelce on the map. Kelce gained over 800,000 Instagram followers. More than 23's voted on top NFL players. He has gained more followers in September than he did during all 3 Super Bowls played. You know who the number 2 follower is on Instagram now is in the NFL? Jason Kelce. He's retired lineman. The Swifties are following the Kelces. All right, Terry, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to see what you think. Good hit or not a good hit? I don't need audio on it. Okay. So this was the Chargers. And what I mean by good hit, I'm not saying legal.
Illegal.
I'm saying, is this not a regular, normal, what you're supposed to do football play when a quarterback scrambles near the sidelines? Now,
you're basically not a cheap shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Not out of bounds. So it's illegal.
I mean, you're going to get that. But
no, what I'm saying is, Terry.
He's saying take a shot at the quarterback because you can.
Right. So, right here. They're making a big deal about this, like the guy's like 7 yards out of bounds.
Yeah.
He's 1 step out of bounds when he gets hit, first of all. Now, as a defender, I've always thought the way to stop the running quarterbacks is when they do this junk right here. He could have ran out of bounds 2 yards earlier. But if he's going to run up that sideline and he's 1 yard out, you smoke him. And then the next time he thinks about running, he don't do it. So watching Panthers through the years, Terry, you saw it every Sunday. I never understood why safety didn't take nobody besides Cam being a huge man. At some point, you have to take a shot at him to say that's not happening. And for years in the NFL, that's what they did. And that's why you can't run the option. And then when you started paying them $50 million, you dang sure can't run it. Yeah. But my point is, the defenders, if that quarterback's running on you, somebody somewhere has to bite the bullet, take the shot, and smoke the quarterback if he's going to run up the sideline.
How many times have you seen the quarterback come five, but the guy holds up, so he's not going to hit him, and the quarterback stays in and keeps running?
Right. So there's the contact. He's 1 step out of bounds. Hits him in the shoulder, and I think the guy got tossed and is going to get fined for this because the poor little quarterback. If that's a running back, does anybody care one bit?
No.
That's my point. If that's a running back,
they would have threw a flag up.
If that's Derrick Henry, would they even? Right. I'm not saying he didn't step out of bounds. It's a call. But this in no way to me is dirty.
It's not like a cheap shot.
No, I think he wanted to hit the quarterback and he took his chance.
But he's coming full blast.
You can do that.
Yeah. I mean, who's he going to hit?
And first down's in play.
Right.
And you just run up in front of him, and he's coming at you full speed. It's kind of hard for him to.
And this was a close
stop.
game.
Herbert's not jogging.
You know,
he tucks it right there. When you tuck that ball, you're getting hit.
Yeah,
right.
You become a running back.
Right here, there's no tuck. Looking.
I mean, I just juiced your other guy.
Boom, get out. And then here comes. I get the Chargers coming over to help the quarterback.
That's what they should do.
I do not get that. See, now we're in the age you can't even hit the guy, and it makes the whole team mad. That's what aggravates me is that you're supposed to hit him if he's running. I want the slide out of the game. I know this wasn't a slide, but I think they should take the slide out the game. That's the
well,
one
I agree too,
like.
because that's putting guys in a chance of them touching, if they even touch him.
If you're running full speed at a guy, you got to go low to hit him. And the Cam Newton thing, if he lowers his head, now you're hitting heads, and then you're calling a penalty on the defender because the quarterback's a chicken.
And you get $250,000 fine.
But
and if you're in college, you're done.
Like I said, I don't have a problem with the penalty. I have a problem with them throwing them out and acting like this is the most awful thing we've ever seen on a football field.
I'd say, if you don't want to get tackled, instead of that slide, just fall down. You know what I mean? Just fall down.
Don't put yourself in a spot that you can get hit.
If you slide, you're in a vulnerable position. If I just fall, I can protect myself a little bit. But,
through 4 games, Russell Wilson has more touchdowns than Holmes, Herbert, Hurts, Prescott, Lawrence, Stafford, and Jackson. And now, tied for the lead, I think, in touchdowns is Justin Fields.
An Ohio State
in
quarterback.
Passing.
An Ohio State quarterback.
Who?
And look at what Stroud's doing down in Houston.
Zach Wilson the only Jets.
1,200 yards.
Zach Wilson is the only Jets of the Jets, is the only opposing quarterback to have more completions, more passing yards, more touchdowns, and fewer interceptions against Patrick Mahomes in college or pro. 127 starts. And Zach Wilson is the first one
to beat him in all of those categories in a game.
I don't know about that, but they said he kept looking up there at Kelsey's mom in the stands, Zach Wilson.
Is that not crazy, though? Nobody's ever out Pat Mahomes.
Call me.
Here's the percentage your offense ends in a punt or turnover. Right now, San Francisco's got the best offense right now. Only 29% of their drives end in a punt or turnover. Cowboys sitting there at 4.
Big game this
Panthers
weekend.
aren't on the list yet. There's your bottom 4, Tom. 67% and 66% of the Panthers and Cowboys drives end in punts.
Well, yeah.
Turnovers.
I mean, there was 2 Deshaun Watson turnovers that led to the 2 touchdowns that beat him in Pittsburgh. And you can't pay a guy $230 million and he just
don't play
or turns the ball over. They had one good game against Tennessee.
I was hoping so bad that the rookie would play good and go on a streak like Dak Prescott, and then we can trade Deshaun to the Panthers next year.
Look, they messed up.
We're probably going to try and get Kyler Murray now.
When they traded Dobbs, if you've got a legitimate chance to make a run at the playoffs, you don't trade Josh Dobbs.
No. Because you don't know if Watson's going down. And they're the same quarterback.
It's just like, with a lot of things Barry's done, I'm not going to say he's, a lot of good things he's done. He's, put together those defensive pieces and got Schwartz in there and all that. But that one is just like, the 2 things I don't understand is all the money they gave to Watson. Don't understand that. Number 2, it's like, well, you got Dobbs. I'm not saying they win the game. I'm saying they have a better chance to win. That's all I'm saying. They have a better chance to win.
In his defense, he wasn't expecting Chubb to have a catastrophic knee, because their eggs were in his basket.
And they're talking, basically, a long story short, they need to make some systems adjustments because Stefanski's system doesn't really fit Watson's style, and I get that and all that. So if that's the case, why didn't we all have a sit down?
Well, if
we're going to bring this guy in, we're going to change the system.
He don't fit with Deshaun Watson. We already know he don't fit with Nick Chubb's game. So what's he there
for?
Right. He don't fit the quarterback or the running back.
I don't understand. I don't.
Terry,
you can't get
how
him
is this
out
not pass interference? We talked about this last week. This is not pass interference. Didn't call it. Dude jumped up, smacks him in the face.
Didn't turn his head. Didn't turn his head. That's the biggest thing.
I hate this stuff right now. They just make it up as they go.
Those Redskins jerseys were ugly.
All right, real quick. This is a high school play. I don't know if you see this. Watch right here in the middle. Kid runs into the referee. Referee loses his balance, grabs his face mask, and rips it off. Then watch this. The kid says something to the referee. The referee throws the penalty on him. Now watch right. Whoop! There's the flag. Right here in the middle of the field.
He was falling down. He was trying to hold himself. I think he ripped his helmet
he lost
off.
His balance.
He
did. Grabs in his face mask, and the kid pulls away, and he rips his face mask off. And then the ref threw a flag. Look at him.
I think he did it on purpose.
Look at the guy.
No, he did it on purpose.
You're not going to run to me.
He gave him technical.
Boom.
He didn't give him the.
He did it on purpose, man.
That's awesome.
The
second replay's better. This one's the best one.
Watch this. Boom.
No, he wasn't. I'm with you, Tom. He wasn't falling at that point. He was upright. He ripped his helmet off.
I think he just ripped the kid's helmet off.
We need the Jim Ross to open that one up like he did for the girl that's stomping everybody in the Porta-John.
All right, let's pick some games, guys.
I ain't picking the Panthers. I can tell you all that right now.
Jaguars at Buffalo Bills. Tommy.
Bills.
None of y'all are picking the Jaguars.
They played good in London last week.
Miami did what they did.
Go ahead and take the Jaguars.
They played London.
Taking Buffalo.
Buffalo.
C.J. Stroud and those Texans head into Atlanta. See Desmond Ridder.
Do you believe in them, Tommy?
Falcons
I like them.
favored by 1.5. Zach, who you got?
I'm going with the Texans.
Tommy?
Texans.
Terry?
1,200 yards by Stroud. It already broke the record for a rookie.
Yeah, but Atlanta's defense is pretty
good.
good.
They got a good coach in Texans.
I'm taking
that guy's kind of like the Detroit guy.
Taking Atlanta.
Well, I took Atlanta in a game I thought they could win, which means they can't. Who knows what they're going to do? I'm going to lean on the Texans on this one. Texans get the win in the Dome.
Ooh.
Zach?
That's an L. We're going to lose by 14.
Well, listen, I asked Chip this, and he didn't want to agree with me yet. The Panthers, and you mentioned it earlier in the show during the break, the Panthers moving up, and when we talked about this, to pick Bryce Young, they gave up, not in that exact trade, DJ Moore, Christian McCaffrey.
230 yards.
Next year's top 3 pick, all for Bryce Young.
Mm.
Is that not right now? If let's say he's a failure, no, he may not be. Let's say if he is though, is that not one of the worst, if not the worst, moves by an organization? Not like picking Ryan Leaf second where you're sitting. I'm talking about you moved up.
It's worse
and
than
gave up all these assets to get
one of
to
the
get
top
this guy.
5 of
It's
all
worse
time.
than Trey Lance.
And then next year,
don't you agree?
Yeah,
worse than Trey Lance.
And then again, like I said, next year you don't even have a pick to make up for it.
You know,
so is this if he doesn't work out because you're married to him basically next year because you don't have the first pick and you got all these good quarterbacks coming out, so you're going to miss on like 5 quarterbacks.
5. Like this good. You're going to have May coming out. Probably going to have Shador coming out. You got the kid Williams is coming out. I mean, and we picked a Pop Warner quarterback.
Tepper said yesterday that it's okay for them not to have top of the line wide receivers because he's like a point guard and he distributes to everybody. So we don't need he said
he don't distribute anything over 5 yards.
He said he can save money at the receiver position and spend it on the defense because Bryce Young's supposed to be such a good point guard that he's going to spread it around and they don't need big time
He's
receivers.
his average pass is 4.9 yards.
So are you picking the Panthers over the
No.
Lions? Terry?
Lions.
We're going to trounce them.
Detroit with the win. Titans at Colts.
Be a good game. You need to put Gardner Minshew back in. Colts got beat last week without Gardner in.
He's 2-0, ain't he?
Yep.
I love me some Minshew. Tommy, who you got? Titans in Indy.
Titans are one team
They
or
looked
the
better
other.
last- they looked better last week.
I like the Titans.
Colts.
I pulled that game up and I was looking at that offensive line and running back for Titans, man, he was running all over everybody. So I'm going with Titans this week.
I'll take Colts.
If Colts was playing Minshew, I'd pick Colts.
I'll take Colts at home is the only reason I'm picking that game. I don't trust the Titans right now. They're very iffy.
All right. Tom's right there. They're Jekyll and Hyde.
Duke quarterback in Miami after Miami loses. Tom, you got the Giants in this one?
Nope. Do not.
Miami.
Yep, Miami. This is a trouncing.
Dolphins across the board, I believe.
This next game ought to be interesting.
This is a god awful quarterback bowl. Saints in New England. It's even to make it even easier for us to pick this. Mac Jones got 4 picks on the season. Patriots and Saints. Zachary?
It's at New England. New England wins.
That's what I said. Patriots at home.
I like the Saints. Not the same without Brady and Belichick together.
Golly, no. These Saints aren't playing
Carr's
good.
still hurt,
They should be
too.
better. Carr's out. But I will take the Patriots at home on this one.
Let me tell you something about the Patriots. There's 2 things that I like about them that's happened now.
They got a good defense.
Yeah. Dallas gave Belichick his worst defeat ever. And Dallas also intercepted Tom Brady's last pass ever.
The Saints are 9th in points allowed, 19 a game they're giving up. Belichick's defense giving up 24 a game. Ravens and Steelers, Tommy. AFC North. How you get that? Baltimore's favored.
Yeah, I like the Ravens to do what the Browns should have done, going to Pittsburgh and win. And they got a lot of injuries, though.
Steelers lost last week. They bounced back and they win at home.
Steelers just looked really bad last week. I'm going with the Ravens.
I don't think Kenny Pickett's worth anything.
He's hurt, and he got hurt, too.
So I don't know who's playing.
Might be better for him.
He's supposed to be back. I think.
They got Trubisky as their backup.
If the quarterback walks out there wearing a glove, he's probably not going to win. Ravens with the win.
Trubisky's going to play if
Is he?
Mm-hmm. He's
I think they got a better chance with
Eagles
Trubisky.
at Rams. Philadelphia favored by 4. Will this be their first loss this season, Zach?
Yes.
Zach takes the Rams at home. Terry?
I'm also taking the Rams.
Just because it's at home.
Tommy?
Fly, Eagles, fly. They go out there and beat the Rams.
Rams are about 14th in defense. Eagles are right there with them. Both teams giving up 21 points a game. We'll go Stafford at home, knocks them off. We'll take a flyer on them. Bengals, Joe Burrow can't move.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals got Josh Dobbs. Terry, who wins this one?
Ooh, this is ugly, and I hate Arizona anyway.
Nomination for Game in Hell. Rumors coming out that they're moving on from Kyler Murray. Zach says Panthers could have 2 5'9" quarterbacks next year in Carolina. That would be a fun option to run. Let them run the option.
Bengals have to be better than 1-3, so I'm taking the Bengals.
I'm taking the Bengals also. Joe Burrow, statistically the worst quarterback in the league this year, they said yesterday. He's hurt.
Tom?
I'm going to take the Bengals.
I'm going to take the Cardinals at home. Josh Dobbs pulls off the win.
Dobbs having a decent year.
Game in Hell this week, 4:25 Eastern. Jets and
Ooh.
Broncos.
Oh, God. How much poster board room?
The Wilson Bowl.
So the team that gave up 70 is a 2.5-point favorite.
Yes.
What's it going to be, 86 to 83?
They won last week, though, Tom.
Yeah, they
the
did.
Jets got a good defense, though.
Zachary, who you got?
I'm going with the Jets.
Terry.
I'm going Jets.
Broncos at home.
I'll go Denver Broncos at home as well on that one.
Y'all remember what Peyton said about the coach?
Which,
he said that it was the worst coaching job he ever saw last year. So,
Oh, talk about Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry.
For the Jets, who's now who was
Yeah.
with the Broncos. Chiefs at Vikings. Anybody taking the Vikings?
No.
Kansas City only at 3.5
Kansas City did not look good last week.
Game of the week, Sunday Night Football. Trey Lance against the 49ers. Cowboys. 49ers favored by 4 at home, 81 degrees. Purdy in the gang against the Cowboys. Zachary, who you got?
49ers by 10.
Terry.
Dallas by 14.
Y'all are 24 points away from each other. Tom?
I like the 49ers at home, even though Dallas has been playing well. I think, except for that Cardinals game, of course, but I think that 49ers will take care of business at home. Terry, they getting some of these guys back from injury for Dallas?
Yeah,
not their number one corner. He's
I was
gone
going
for
to
the
say,
season.
Yeah, he's done.
But what about
Bland is not bad, y'all. I'm telling you. I even said when he went down that Bland could play the position. And what did he do last week? Pick 2. I mean, he is not the type of he's not the height. That's the difference.
Yeah, they're different.
But now
style.
Bland's a smaller guy, but Bland is as quick as Diggs ever was.
Packers at Raiders.
Kevin, did you take 49ers?
Yeah. At home, I ain't picking against them this year. Unless Purdy's gone. Tom Brady may end up being their
Telling you,
quarterback
Purdy
when he sprains his ankle.
Purdy is Romo.
He has not lost as a starting quarterback.
No, he's not. I mean, that's Tony Romo.
He's 9-0. And what does Dallas do to people like that? Win.
All right. Scheduled this weekend in Charlotte, the Roval playoffs. 10 a.m. today.
Did we pick the last game?
We didn't pick them. I'm not picking the Packers. I tell you that right now.
I thought
Raiders.
Y'all did.
Yeah, I'm not picking Packers.
Packers.
I'm going Packers on that one too. Raiders. Josh
garbage.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that the quarterback's playing for Raiders still either.
All right, NASCAR this weekend on KTC Broadcasting. Charlotte, if you're looking for the Charlotte schedule, folks, practice today at noon, Cup Series. Xfinity Series is practicing right now. 1 o'clock is qualifying today for the Cup Series. Xfinity Series today at 3 o'clock, Drive for the Cure, 250. And then tonight they'll have a post-NXS press pass online. Tomorrow, Bank of America Roval 200 is at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, NASCAR Cup Series, Bank of America Roval 400 on KTC Broadcast.
Must win.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Yep.
Yeah, he's in a spot that he's got to win. Playoff standings, here you go. In and out on the outside right now. Reddick on the outside, Bubba Wallace, Chastain, and Busch. Reddick and Bubba and Chastain. Reddick's got a chance to get it on points pretty easily if he could beat some guys. Bubba and Ross is on the edge of they got to basically second place or third place, I would guess, if they want a chance. Kyle Busch, 26 back's got to win.
The problem I had with last week was Kyle Busch. He was up there in the pack. He was running like 10th to 12th. And then all of a sudden he thought there was going to be a wreck, and he backs off. He tried to go to the outside lane, and it didn't move. and then he just kept falling back, and then he just totally got out of it, and that hurt him down the stretch because he couldn't get back up there and move forward. And he hurt himself because he lost about 14 points right there.
William Byron and
if he'd
Blaney,
have just stayed up there in the pack.
William Byron and Blaney already got 2 of the 8 spots for the next round. Hamlin, Bell, Busher, Truex, and Larson kind of in the driver's seats, up 15 points at least apiece. Hamlin should be in. Bell should be in. Busher, Truex, and Larson, you don't want to wreck in this one. And Bale, that's your big keys is staying in the race probably for them, and they'll advance. Keselowski's on the bubble. He's got to do good and fight off racers. So you'll be looking for Keselowski, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, and Ross Chastain fighting for spots on the track, and then Kyle Busch going for the win. He's got to have a thick bumper, Terry, this week. What about real quick, Rodney Childers? You see what they got actually suspended for? What the deal was?
No, I didn't.
So apparently, on lap 50, with 50 laps to go in the race, his windshield wiper flew off. And so Rodney says the screws come loose. NASCAR says you made the screws come loose, basically. But there's no video proof, no if anything of them actually doing something to it. So they don't know what to do. But anyway, that's what happened was his windshield wiper came off at Talladega, and he was disqualified from the race completely after finishing second in the race. So there's the news update on that. So, all right, guys, we'll see you next week. Went a little overtime because we got started a little late. All my fault. You guys have a wonderful weekend. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Man, I only do things incredible can, 'cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, 'cause I